It's your boy Big Chew, the voice of the beat.
You know what I want?
Blaze up.
Come on, Blaze up.
It's a beat for me.
Wow, 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 wow. For your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we live. For your boy. For your boy. Also for your boy. Mix it for your boy. Drop it for your, lift it up.
What's up? Happy Friday. We made it. Happy Friday. What's going on? Come on in. Come on in. Yes, Sergeant King. Buy land and buy books. Y'all come on in. Get the likes up on the video. Shout out to everybody in the building. I hope y'all are doing well, as am I. If you are new to the channel, welcome, honey. Go ahead on and like, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know when I upload or go live. Shout out to everybody in the building. If you haven't caught my Love and Hip Hop review, it is on the channel. Make sure y'all check that out. I can't upload it to the other channel until another week, I want to say, but I will whenever I can, okay? Shout out to everybody in the building and happy Educational Friday. It is Educational Friday. We will be coming back in a few hours for Educational Friday. Make sure y'all who know, make sure y'all pull over and pop out for Educational Friday. We're going to get some education in. That's what we do on Friday evenings around here. So y'all want to go outside and get the gallivanting and sinning and things of that nature. Fornicating, drinking, smoking. But over here, we get a little education before we get over there with all that drinking and smoking and fornicating, okay? It provides balance. So make sure if you are a friend or interested in any sort of education on a Friday, pull up to Educational Friday. It don't last too long. We just get in, get out, get our little week, education for the weekend, and then we go on about our business. We get the fornicating and acting the fool and all that after that. We just take a little time to get educated first. So please make sure y'all pull up for Educational Friday if you're interested. Also, Black America, I have a store, VoodooDollTVShop.com. It is pinned to the chat. If you would like to support the doll, please make sure you hit the link. I am still working on some. I ain't gonna lie, I'm not working on nothing. You know what's working on something for me is saying that I'm working on it. But I ain't gonna lie, I have not been. I've been busy. The basement dude just left this morning. I've been hella busy, but I will be working on it for real. This here coming up soon. So please, if y'all want to catch something before I add some more stuff, make sure y'all hit VoodooDollTVShop.com, okay? Also, Black America, ground meditate and pray. It is very imperative that you do so that you can basically get out of the spiritual warfare that we're in, or at least be able to battle it and fight it. You know what I'm saying? And then also, Black America, I need you guys to do your genealogy. It don't cost y'all nothing to just do your genealogy. Find out who you are, where you came from, and who were the people that came before you. And also unhide that treasure down there. Y'all looking for reparations? Genealogy. So come on in, get the likes up off the video. And also, like I said, VoodooDollTVShop.com if you are interested in supporting the doll, okay? Now, we got a show today. It's not a lot, but we do have a few things to discuss. We got Nigerians begging the Asians for lights. Did y'all see the thumbnail? So apparently Nigerians have had a meeting and they said, my brother, today we must swallow our pride and ask the Asians for the electricity. Now, why is this important? First of all, Asians didn't create electricity. Guess who did? Guess who's the people who created electricity for everybody in the world? Us. So the fact that they're relying solely on Asians, it makes sense because we don't really own the infrastructure and all of those things. But the fact that it's 2026 and the Nigerians are just now coming to terms that they need to beg the Asians for doggone electricity, I want to talk to y'all about why it is any of us would believe that we came from them. They don't even have working lights over there. But they want us to believe over here, since they come over here, cosplay like us, dress like us, talk like us, and act like us, although they get to wave that raglass flag they got, right? I want to know how it is they get to come over here and put their nose down or look down on us over their nose as if we are the ones that are behind. These people come from dirt, cookies, and nothing. They come from dirt, cookies, and nothing. And then they come over here to America, get indoctrinated into this Western society, and they forget. They still, in 2026, they begging the Asians for lights. We know they ain't got no toilets over there, barely. You see what I'm saying? But this, the point of this is not for them. It is for you, Black America, because all of these lies that you've been told and force fed, y'all need to stop that. Y'all need to go back and go unlearn a lot of this stuff, because these are the people that America likes to put amongst us or above us and have them opening all kind of stores all up in our neighborhoods and things of that nature. And they really start to thinking that they better. And they coming from literal dirt holes. You see what I'm saying? We'll get into it because I'm getting upset. We'll get into that. We also got to get into British actor, the British dude who played Martin Luther King. I seen it, but it wasn't worth seeing. He apparently calls us traumatic, say he wasn't raised with all of this trauma and don't understand why Black America is so separatist. Didn't I tell you about them fools? We'll get into that. We also got fake Black Americans or fake Black businesses. I told y'all as well. Nigerians and other Africans have been cosplaying under the Black owned business title. Remember that term Black? I know we love it down, but at some point we're going to have to get rid of it because it is an umbrella term for anybody with any sort of pigmentation or melanation in their skin to just tether on. So now you got African businesses cosplaying as Black businesses. I've been told y'all about that when I bought the sister bag. All to find out the sister bag was really Nigerians and not Black Americans. We gotta be careful with who we supporting as far as being a Black owned business. So we'll get into that. Then we also need to get into and lastly we'll get into Big Tigger responding to his ex-wife or whoever she is, claiming that he done popped the cross upside the head. At any rate, y'all, I do have other good news. Outside of that, the man is back to work on my basement. If I have my way like Chris at Michelle, I'll be in my studio, you know what I'm saying, here in a few months. If I have my way and the Lord say the same, okay? I ain't gonna lie. It's hard. I ain't got no loans. I ain't refinancing the crib. I'm paying for this out of my pocket, okay? And it's hard. And I need a man. I ain't laughing. I'm laughing, but I ain't laughing. Okay? I don't like being independent. This is not my ministry. Yes, I can be independent. Yes, I do it very well, but this is not my ministry. I am not supposed to live like this. I am not supposed to be working and taking care of things on my own. I know, I feel it. I feel it on the inside of my inside parts. You see what I'm saying? And the fact that, you see what I'm saying? I'm over here paying for all of this by myself. I mean, it's a little liberating, I guess, but I ain't gonna lie. I feel, yeah. Oh, hold on. Let me show y'all this too. Hold on. Let me show y'all. Speaking of, let me show y'all what the Mexican man bought me. Hold on. Let me show y'all. So look, y'all know the Mexican man who down here doing my electricity. You know he liked me, right? So he came by this morning to do the rest of the electricity and stuff. Tell me why he bought me some flowers. I had went on and put them in a vase or whatever the case may be. But when he pulled up this morning, he bringing everything but that house I asked about. I mean, this is nice. I think this is beautiful. There was 3 for $12 at Kroger. He left the doggone tag on it, but it was the thought that counted. It wasn't about the flowers. It wasn't that there was 3 for $12. It was the fact that man said, let me go into the grocery store, into the Kroger, and pick this girl up a bouquet of flowers. Now, he probably picked up all 3 and bought me one and 2 to the other hoes he probably be flirting with. But that ain't got nothing to do with me. That don't have nothing to do with me. It was the fact that this man decided that he thought about me this morning and he bought me some flowers. Ain't that nice? Look, it ain't but 6 of them in here, and they little junior roses. Look at them, little junior. They don't smell like much, but it was nice. You know what I'm saying? And plus, I like flowers, and I got buku vases from having flowers. So it ain't, you know what I'm saying? It ain't take me nothing to put them in here, but I'm just saying, like, then he want to know when we going to get drinks. Girl, listen, go and get drinks. Is we going to be drinking in the new house? Girl, what? We not about to go get no drinks. I appreciate the flowers, but no. I want to drink in the new setting of the house of the foundation of the new house you about to build me. Mind you, this man is an electrician. So now that I'm thinking about it, he can't even build me no house if he wanted to. But he could put up the electrical work. So yeah, I know. I don't want to go out to eat. I don't want to go get no drinks with you. I do that by myself. And then I people watching the corner with my glasses on. Okay. I don't need to do that. Nigga said Mexivu. Next thing you know, I'm coming on this bitch. Hola. ¿Cómo está? Muy bien. Gracias. You know, the Suma tribe is from Mexico. I'm just playing. I ain't messing with that little bitty ass Mexican. He ain't but 5'2". He ain't but 5'2". He's a nice guy, but he this little. I'm already 5'3" and 5'4"3/4. You can't be shorter than me now. Come on now. Nah. This, you see what I'm saying? I'm already 5'4" 3/4. You can't be shorter than me. But anyway, he's a nice guy. He bought me some flowers, and I thought it was sweet. You know what I mean? I haven't had a man show me that kind of attention here in a while. I haven't had, not like that. Not with no flowers. You know what I'm saying? These niggas here, they be, oh, you come by my house. Oh, you won't come by my... No, I don't want to come. Absolutely not, sir. I do not want to come by your house. No. Because you're going to try to get my booty. No. No. You want to get my booty, sir, and I'm not getting booty. So no, I'm not coming by your house. I'm so tired of these niggas. Oh, you can come by the house. I could cook a little something. No, I'm scared. I don't go by people's houses no more. No. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, they be trying to get me in their bedroom and things of that nature. I'm a changed woman. I'm not wilding out like I used to. I don't do those things I used to no more. I changed for Vu. Hey, I changed. Yay. Not Vu Hernandez. I'm not about to play with that Mexican man. I just thought it was nice that he bought me some flowers. They was 3 for $12 though. I ain't gonna lie. I wanted to say next time take the little wait, y'all. I wanted to say so bad. Next time, just take the little paper off. You see what I'm saying? Take the little tag off so the girls don't know that you paid $3.99. You see what I'm saying? But shout out to that man. I think a man that buys flowers, I think that's dope because I think it's kind of thoughtful. Now let's get into the show. Come on in. Y'all don't worry about it. I will not be with that Mexican man. I promise you, I will not be with that Mexican man. That's not my type. That's not my ministry. I'm supposed to be with a cane. A black cane. Typically from the Western world. He could be a little Caribbean. I really prefer a Negro, a Black American. But as long as he's black from the Western part of this world here, tell him call me. I'm just like, let's move on because, I spend too much time alone. Let's move on, y'all. Get the likes up. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let's get into the show. Let's get right on into the show. Okay. Y'all get the likes up. I hope y'all are doing well. Happy Friday. Like I said, it's a good morning. I got out and got my walk in. I hope y'all got out and walked and I hope y'all got some sun today. That is very imperative, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You need to get your sun. Okay? We got to get some sun, vitamin D. Not that other D y'all girls be getting. The vitamin D, the one that comes from the sun, not from that lady's sun. That's a different sun. Y'all want the vitamin D from that lady's sun. That's not the sun I'm talking about. I'm saying go outside and get the vitamin D from the sun in the sky. You see what I'm saying? Boo, did you see ASAP in the thong? Girl, wait, let me go get it. I'm glad you brought it up. I'm glad you brought it up. I forgot to talk about that, and I'm so glad you brought that up. Stay right there. ASAP Rocky thong. Get him on here. So apparently Rihanna's husband, and I use that term loosely, but Rihanna's husband, ASAP Rocky, did a show and he was dressed in a thong. And look, the pants, he's jumping up. He don't have a belt on. The shirt is super loose. He obviously wanted us to see. Now, this is the gag. I was watching this video last night. I don't remember who it was. I don't know if it was Saucy or whoever it was talking about how women are okay with dating down low men. And hey, ain't nothing wrong with a woman being okay with dating down low men. That's not my problem. I think my problem comes in when they try to present these men as heterosexual men. That is where the problem is, okay? At the end of the day, they like to portray ASAP Rocky and Rihanna as if they are a loving heterosexual couple. But I told y'all, Rihanna give me them teas like she be sitting there with her bottle of her vodka of her glass of vodka, twirling that one ice cube around saying, poke him again. See, these marriages already be arranged. I told y'all they arrange marriages in politics, and they also arrange it in Hollywood. Y'all be really thinking that a lot of these people be in love with each other. They are not. Have we not paid attention to Jay-Z and Beyonce? They don't even make eye contact. These people are arranged, and they get into these marriages, and on top of that, they're puppets. So now you have to also push the agenda of the powers that be or were, which is to make all of the masculine men in America, especially Black American masculine men, because that's who this is targeted toward. Their whole agenda is to make Black American men feminine, make them like biatches. Make them so feminine, get them so far removed from their masculinity to where they become the bitch and the women become the men, okay? And it's been working flawlessly. This is why the guys now are wearing more bedazzles and the girls now are not as wearing as much. This is why the guys are more into what do you call it? Grooming and primming. And ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm here for it. Ain't nothing wrong with a man grooming and primming himself. I'm talking about the ones that borderline metrosexual to gay. Now these quote unquote straight men are doing this. And I'm telling y'all may not be able to see it, but ASAP Rocky and other puppets like him are the reason why this is. Listen, humans are naturally followers. I'm not calling you a follower. I'm just telling you what human nature dictates. Humans are naturally followers, and if they're not a follower, they're looking for a leader to follow. And the powers that be understands that. This is why they pour in millions, billions, and trillions of dollars on these celebrities and on these advertisements, because they know that they can trick you subconsciously and completely have you flipped upside down just by advertisement, just by having your favorite do things that you don't even necessarily agree with. And Rihanna, the reason why she's still a billionaire is because her and her husband are still upholding the bull. She act like she don't even like this nigga. It wouldn't surprise me if they go home and they don't even sleep in the bed together. I see so many people online talking about, oh, I just know they happy. How? Rihanna had to turn into a whole nigga and watch her husband turn into the bitch. How? She don't have no protector. She is the protector. He the bitch. How? What makes you think that lady happy? Oh, I forgot. Poor people think that money solves all issues. So I guess because she's a billionaire, yeah, she's happy. Bullshit. Bull crap. These people be miserable AF. But they have to save face in front of all of y'all because they have a job to do. And I told y'all their jobs are not what y'all think it is. Their jobs is what you don't understand. This is why they pay them the money that they make, because they are the influencers to trick you. Now, y'all can say I'm sitting up here capping all you want. Most of the time, most people catch it when it's too late. But at the end of the day, when y'all want to know why I despise these celebrities, it's because I can see right through the BS, the stuff that y'all can't see. Y'all see is that's my favorite person. They know how to sing, they know how to dance, they know how to act, they know how to rap, they know how to play football, whatever. I see beyond that. I know exactly what they doing. And ASAP Rocky being up here with this thong on, watch how many niggas start wearing thongs. Heterosexual men. Watch. We already got Dean and AB being gay as hell on every stream. Every stream, Dean and Adrian Broner is doing something gayer than they did the day before. And these are heterosexual men. Again, I don't have a problem with gay men. I love gay men. My problem is y'all are trying to put the gay outfit on quote unquote heterosexual men. That is the witchcraft. Y'all not putting this on gay men and letting gay men go out and be themselves. Y'all are taking quote unquote heterosexual men and turning them into punks, then get mad when we over here saying, nah, that ain't cool. Let's move on. I just found that to be disgusting. I really did. I found it to be disgusting. And speaking of disgusting, did y'all hear that Big Tigger is under investigation for popping his wife upside the head? Now, I told y'all I don't know what the hell going on, because then she posted this video saying that everything was cool. But apparently it's not. They say he under investigation. Let's get into it. It says Big Tigger officially under investigation after wife reportedly sought medical treatment following their alleged dispute. What this crap say? It says, according to TMZ, radio personality Big Tigger is reportedly at the center of a police investigation involving an alleged domestic dispute with his wife, Alicia Brown. Per the reports, authorities opened an investigation following a May incident in which Brown allegedly sustained injuries. Police documents reportedly identified Big Tigger, whose real name Darian Morgan, as the suspect in the ongoing investigation. Records indicate Brown sought medical treatment for her injuries before law enforcement became involved. She was later transported to a hospital, though officials reportedly noted that her injuries were not considered life-threatening. At this time, it remains unclear what led Brown to injuries, and reports indicate no arrests have been made and no charges have been filed. It's no secret that his wife accused him of having an affair with his new co-host. However, his co-host did deny those claims. Big Tigger and Brown share a young son together. As of now, Big Tigger has not publicly addressed the allegations, and the investigation remains open. So remember, we spoke about this. This is Big Tigger's wife, or baby mama, whatever she is. And she had came to the internet to tell us that nigga, that he had popped her upside the head. And well, she didn't say it. She just kind of put out this video, and we just kind of went with the move. Because, I mean, girl, 1 + 1 = 2. But she didn't come out and clear it up and say he didn't. And then it turns out that they're saying that is true, allegedly, that she did suffer some sort of DV. Now, other people have come out and spoke about this girl having other cases with CPS. They say she leaves her churn. They say she's mentally thrown off. I think it's giving thin line between love and hate type teas. Not saying that Big Tigger is innocent. I'm just saying I see something else as well, okay? Either way, they're saying now that since she came out with that video, now he is under investigation. Now, he hadn't said nothing at first, but I did go catch this video where he did respond yesterday, I want to say. It says, Big Tigger speaks out denying allegations after his wife posted a video showing a face injury, alleging abuse, and an affair with his co-host. Neighbors. Big Tigger made his return to radio Friday morning on Atlanta's V103 after recent public claims made by his wife. I didn't know he was down there. He been down there. I forgot. As we previously reported, there's now an open investigation of a domestic dispute that involves both Tigger and his wife Alicia after she sought medical attention for sustained injuries. Earlier this week, Alicia posted a video to social media showing off an injury to her face while emotional. In her caption, she told followers to ask Tigger what happened and tagged his co-host Francesca. My thing is this though, if Tigger popped you, why are you tagging the bitch? That's what makes me feel like this is all crazy. It says in a responding comment to a follower, she also stated that her and Tigger were getting a divorce due to Francesca. Tigger Days says the allegations are categorically false and is asking for grace and privacy in the matter. He also gave an apology to his co-host and claims they've never been more than friends and colleagues. Let's get into Tigger and what he got to say. Get the likes up.
I'm extremely privileged to be here this morning, back at work. Over the past several days, there's been significant public discussion and speculation regarding my personal life. I understand this can happen being a public person. I've been doing radio now 32 years and television for 29. I appreciate first and foremost the support and concern that so many people have shown. I want to say categorically, these allegations and accusations that have been circulating about me are false. Untrue, not happening, didn't happen. Additionally, it's important to clarify that Francesca and I have never been anything more than friends and respected colleagues. I'd like to apologize to you, Francesca. Good morning, Atlanta. I'm extremely privileged to be here this morning, Francesca, for the impact of these last few days or this last week. I hope you accept my apology. Out of respect for everyone involved, I ask for grace, privacy, and restraint as my family navigates this difficult moment. For more than 30 years, I've had the privilege of serving this in many communities through music, entertainment, and connection. I remain grateful for the trust so many of you have placed in me throughout that journey, and I intend to continue living and leading in that manner worthy of that trust. And to all the people who have either quietly or loudly stood up and stood 10 toes for me, I appreciate it. For the people who have reached out to check.
The wife looked just like the co-host. I believe you were sleeping with her, nigga. I don't know about you popping a girl, but I believe you like the co-host. The co-host looked just like the wife. You got a type, my nigga.
On me, I appreciate you. No name dropping necessary. You know who you are, Jessica, for the impact of the.
Again, let me say this. I don't know if Tigger beat the girl. Don't give me the line. I don't know. I wasn't there. You feel what I'm saying? However,
last few days,
when it comes down to the wife, it seems like she's a bit more upset with the co-host situation. You see what I'm saying? And maybe she did find out that they was cheating. Let's just go play devil's advocate. Maybe she did find out he was cheating with the co-host and was like, B, I'm about to tell your whole, blow your whole spot up. You see what I'm saying? And then she came out and did what she did. I don't know. It's under investigation. Tigger said he ain't do nothing. They undeniably, categorically false and all of that. So we'll just wait to see what the police say. At the end of the day, Tigger, I do believe you were sleeping with that co-host, though, because she looked just like your wife. See what I said. I believe you was over there messing with the co-host, though. I don't know if you hit the girl. Don't get me the line. I don't know if you hit her. But I do believe you was over there sticking your finger in that lady booty. I don't know how. I just feel it. Let's move on. Now, did y'all see this battle beef about Drew Sidora's salary? So apparently Drew Sidora from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, she's going through a divorce with her ex-husband, Ralph Pittman. And because of the divorce is public, she tried to make it private, but they made it public. Ralph was able to expose Drew's salary, and we found out that she makes $265,000 per episode. Now, everybody who's an RHOA fan or RHO fan, they was like, girl, that's it? Because we know that a lot of our faves was making millions of dollars per episode, like Nene Leakes, Candy was making good money. I don't know what them Clears was over there making. I'm pretty sure all of them was making good money. Because one thing the Clears gonna do is look after the Clears. But when it came to the Negroes, the ones who literally created the franchise, because let's be clear, if it were not for the black people, if it were not for RHOA, we wouldn't watch RHO as a franchise. Okay, but the problem is people were looking at Drew Sidora's paycheck and saying $265,000 an episode was lowballing her, seeing that the other girls on the show get much more. Now, let me just say this, or have gotten much more. I used to watch RHOA. I don't watch it no more. But Drew does not deserve the 265. Let's really be clear. There's nothing interesting about Drew Sidora, other than the fact that she played Drew Sidora on The Game. She's boring. And I seen she went got a new booty and she looked just like Portia. Let me get her on here. Speaking of, let me do this side note because I've been wanting to bring this up. So Drew went got a BBL. She got a divorce, got a BBL, and she must have told him, make my body look like Portia. Because she literally looks exactly like Portia. She looked exactly like, I'm talking about the same body. Let me see if I can find a better picture. She must have told them folks. Matter of fact, I know how to search it. Let me search it here. Hold on. Drew Sidora BBL. Did that spell her name? See, I don't like this. It won't be letting you only BBL new. Maybe if I put that in there, something else will come up. All right, so let's look at Drew Sidora's BBL. She literally got Portia's body. She literally looked like Portia Jr. I'm not saying she looked bad. I'm just saying this why everybody look alike. Like, she literally she must have had a picture of Portia, and when she went to the doctor, she said, I want to look just like this. Outside of the head, they got the exact same body. They got the exact same body. Not to say she looked bad. It's just she got the exact same body. And I don't too particularly like it. Now, we all know Drew had a little boxy shape or whatever. And I'm here for her, accentuating her curves. I'm sorry. I just wish she had did her own thing. You know what I mean? I really wish she had at least created her own body to have. But either way, she over there looking like Portia, and I don't like it. But back to the story. So she's getting a divorce with her ex-husband, Ralph, and they had put their finances out, and we were exposed or found out that she was making $26,000 an episode and $456,000 for the season. And the windmills started going off because people was like, Drew Sidora don't make no money barely on the show. Now, let's really be clear. $26,000 an episode is a lot of money. So Drew Sidora is not making pennies. She's making $456,000 for one season on a show. Most of us won't see that in a year, let alone 17 or 16 episodes. You see what I'm saying? However, people were talking about this, and I want to add my 2 cents because I don't think that it's a bad thing of what she was making until you calculate all the other stuff. Let's get into it. It says, these divorce docs are revealing everything. According to TMZ, final judgment documents in Drew Sidora's divorce from Ralph Pittman revealed her LLC bought in a little over $352K in 2023. The court noted that Drew testified she earned $380K in 2024 for her role on season 16 of RHOA. Drew has paid $22,500 per episode she was paid $22,500 per episode during that period. The same year, she also pulled in around $19,000 in residuals and royalty income, along with another $83,000 from her endeavors. It says the court found her RHO pay in 2025 had increased to $26,000 per episode, which brought her total earnings to about $456,000 for the season 17. As previously reported, Drew and Ralph's divorce was officially finalized this week, with the courts ordering Drew to pay $2,218 in monthly child support and vacate their home after she receives a payment for her share of the equity. So basically, Drew getting kicked out of her crib, Ralph getting custody of them churn. Hello? And he getting child support. See, you should have been hanging out. No, Todd should have been hanging out with Drew's husband. But Drew getting her kicked out the house, and she's got to pay a little bit over $2,200 in child support. So this is why her income was put out there. Now, like I said, to poor people, yes, we're looking at it like, oh my God, she's making a lot of money. Or some poor people are looking at it like she's not making no money compared to other people. But I think it's really all about perspective, because when you think about it, it's $456,000 for 17 episodes. That's a lot of money. Most of us will never see. Right. But on top of that, if you look on the flip side of it, when you add in everything she got to do to maintain the image that she has, then you got to take a lot of that money away. Remember, these girls on RHOA and RHOP be capping. They be capping down to the ground. All of that money they spend on hair, makeup, clothes, all that stuff that they really don't have in real life. For the mass majority of them, they don't have it in real life. The ones who do, you typically know. But the mass majority of them, like I said, they coming on here making a lot of this money, and they got to pour it back into the show to cosplay as a rich person. And we know she ain't making that kind of money if child support ain't but $2,200. So I don't know. I found it funny that people were talking about it. Hold on. Now let's look at the other people's salaries. It said Nene Leakes was paid $2.85 million for her last seasons, or during her final seasons. Candy received $22.3 million, and she didn't deserve it. She didn't deserve it. She only deserved it the time when her mama was beefing with Todd and his mama. After that, she didn't deserve a penny of it. Kenya Moore, they say she made $1 million to $1.5 million in her peak years. And then they say Portia was making $1.3 million to $2 million in her peak years as her tenure. I find it funny, like I said, that y'all can't see that these people be cosplaying as these rich folks, right? Because they're not really rich. They all jacked up, especially the ones at the bottom of the pyramid / totem pole, like Drew Sidora. But again, she's got the $2,500 or $2,200 in child support to pay. Hopefully she'll get through with that. Let's move on. Because you know what? I had seen a clip of Funky, and he was making sense. He said basically when you calculate the amount of money these girls spend on overhead, and when I say overhead and when he said overhead, I know what he meant, meaning hair, makeup, nails, clothes, fake cars, renting homes, they have to keep up appearances in order to get the money or keep the money coming in. So technically, they probably don't see a lot of money when it's all said and done, which would make sense why her child support payments are simply $2,200. Because there's no way she would be making damn near $500,000 and her child support ain't but $2,200. I think it's $2,200 because they looked at her take home and was like, girl, you ain't hardly making no money. But again, y'all stop looking at the internet and stop looking at these people on these reality TV shows to be the ones to show you what they got, because they don't have nothing. Everybody on this bitch playing, okay? Let's move on. Get the likes up on the video, y'all. Get the likes up, please, and thank you. Ooh, Rick Ross explained why he was flying commercial. Y'all remember yesterday we talked about it? Rick Ross was spotted out flying commercial, and the people was asking why he was flying commercial, because Rick Ross don't do that. He don't fly no commercial. See, look at him. And the people was like, not Rose, not the one who owns a $1 million mansion, or as he called it, the Peace Palace, who went with private jets. No way. You feel what I'm saying? But I told you, everybody playing. Let's get into what he had to say about him flying commercial.
I just want to know what my jet at. I obviously didn't get the memo. It's being updated with Starlink. Oh. You know what Starlink is? Yeah, that's the...
He said his jet was in the shop. That's why he was on a commercial flight. His jet was in the shop for the hating holes in the back. That's what he said.
$500 million Wi-Fi. Yeah, that's where my jet at. And I chose to fly commercial to Colombia to go party with Trick Daddy and Ball Greasy at the Escape the States. vibe. And that was a hell of a vibe. I had an amazing time. When I was leaving, that hoodie was low. Rose did it big. The boat. And coming from a boss, I gotta let you know how this go. When Ricky Rose take flights to 6 digits, I'm going to get some Mounion, the Mounion. But don't y'all ever look down on no young hustlers who, if they walking, if they riding a bicycle, if they riding on the train, don't you ever, for the ones want to know, on those young hustlers going to get some money. Don't you ever talk about these young entrepreneurs if they was flying first class, coach, economy, or private. I flew that shit for 20 years before I went and spent a 40 ball. And when I say that, I mean 40 million on a plane. But don't y'all ever talk down on no young hustlers that's going to get it. I don't care if you young hustlers driving Uber, Rose gonna salute you like a heavyweight. Huh? That tour is in that look down on those young.
How did this get about young hustlers? Nigga, the fact of the matter is this. You be on the internet looking at people like you this big, bad, and bold, and you got all of this money in these private jets, and niggas caught you on a Delta flight. How did this begin to be about, oh, don't be talking down on hustlers? This ain't got nothing to do with the young hustlers. They not running around here cosplaying like they got millions of dollars to go fly on jets everywhere they go. You was doing it. Rose, go lay down. You got caught up, bro. You got caught up. And honestly, if I was you, the jig is up. I'll sell the plane and I'll be on a commercial flight from here on out. And I will be putting that 40 ball that you bought the plane for, I'd at least try to get most of that back and put that money back in my pocketbook. That's just me. I mean, y'all know how much it costs for him to take one flight? I don't know. Let me see. Let's see if Google will tell us. How much does it cost to charter a private flight? I guess it depends on where you're going. Lord have mercy. Where I'm at in Atlanta, how much it costs to charter a private flight from Atlanta to the Bahamas? Let's see what they see. Let's go to Caribbean private jet tour. Accept the cookies. I don't even know what that means. Oh, they say they respond in 15 minutes. They better for all of this. Girl, look at these clears on here. Oh, this is nice. Look at this. Girl, look at these clears. Get me up here. Because see, these clears, they live, you know, I told you, they live heaven on earth. You feel what I'm saying? Look at all these clears on the advertisement for these people. Child, look at this man. Don't he look like he got it? Mm-hmm. Child, I don't know how much it costs. This is above my pay grade, but I'm pretty sure it's tens of thousands, if not hundreds. No, they said between $13,000 and $30,000 one way. That's what the AI overview. See? Between $13,000 and $30,000 one way. I'll sell that goddamn plane. I will sell it, baby. I will become a Delta Sky Miles member. And y'all will just see my broke ass on the plane. Said what I said. Oh, look, it's Voodoo on the plane. She said she was a billionaire. Did. Not no more. Nigga, I'm on the plane with you. Put the phone down. That's what I'm just saying. I don't care about what nobody thinks. I did have the plane. I did. But the way the economy set up, that bitch gotta go. Now I'm a Delta Sky Miles member with you. Yeah. And listen, I'm a ball out on Delta. I'm buying the whole row. I don't want no people next to me. I just want it to be me. I'm buying the two seats. I'm gonna buy the one in the middle and I'm gonna buy the one on each side like I'm a big bitch. Oh yes, like I'm going to see Dr. Now. And I'm gonna lay out across that front window that the front be having two big old seats. But I'm buying the seat next to me. I'm gonna just ball out on a Delta flight. But everybody different. Ross, like I said, nobody's upset that he caught the flight. It's just that he flossed so much and they didn't expect to see him on the flight. Let's move on. I find that ironic. Not really, though, but you know what I mean. Moving on. Y'all get the likes up on the video, please. And thank you. Now I want to move into Cardi B. What is going on? First of all, what kind of reindeer games y'all playing where y'all want to play like y'all where y'all want to risk being musty? This is a genuine question. I don't know what the trend is, but I know somebody dirty, funky, nasty, and cheesy had to come up with it. And I wish I would see one of you niggas practicing this trend. Apparently, there's a trend where if you drink chlorophyll or something, you're not gonna go musty. So they got people all on the internet drinking plant water. I don't know what the hell they around there drinking, and they say you're not gonna go musty. And now Cardi B, she tried it, or she's trying it, and she said if she go musty, she gonna get mad and windmill on people. Keep your arms down, slut. Let's get into it. It says Cardi B reveals she's drinking chlorophyll and skipping deodorant to test the viral trend theory. What kind of dirty, nasty, funky is this? Girl, I wish one of you funky bastards would come by me talking about you testing the trend. Get in the shower and wash your ass. I know you lying. Let's get into Cardi and saying, can you even, is it chlorophyll? What the hell is that, plant water? Cardi B makes it clear that this summer she's trying something different when it comes to tackling odor, and chlorophyll is her answer. This is funky.
Remember Cardi B? She's out. She's performing at the
Knicks
game.
fan. That's the Knicks fan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Cardi says that she's about to be outside this summer with no deodorant. Let's take a listen.
Uh-oh.
Today is my third day drinking chlorophyll. Tomorrow, I'm going to really push to the test. I'm not going to wear no deodorant tomorrow. Word to my mother, if I start smelling like a gyro, I'm going to smack you for lying.
So
What is chlorophyll? What does it
is
do?
actually really good for you, honestly. It has a lot of benefits. It kills all your body odors. So you still.
I'm not listening to a motherfucking thing from Jess, not so hilarious. Bitch, anybody on this, see, this is why I say trends are extremely dangerous. And this is why only followers follow trends. Okay, I'm gonna say it one more time. This is why trends are extremely dangerous, and this is why only followers follow fucking trends. Because there's no way you're gonna have me drinking some goddamn chlorophyll because TikTok said I could, and Jess Hilarious on the Breakfast Club explaining it and breaking it down. Y'all niggas trying to kill yourselves. What the hell going on? So now y'all gonna just go out. Y'all want some chlorophyll? Here. God damn it. You want some, hold on. Y'all want some chlorophyll? Here you go. Drink this. You niggas done lost y'all mind. And I wish I had a teenage child talking about they gonna go around here drinking chlorophyll and I put deodorant on. I'd have went upside that mother plucker head so fast. I know you lying. You ain't gonna come in here musty as a goat in my house. Drink that chlorophyll out there. You see what I'm saying? But again, these trends, y'all don't even be knowing the origin of this stuff. Most people just follow and just go. Man, these NPCs, y'all gonna get yourself in a lot of trouble following trends.
Will perspire, but you won't stink. Your farts won't stink. Your underarms won't stink.
That doesn't sound healthy.
It's like no BO.
Cardi, you got to be careful. You don't want to be out here and people be like, am I the musty? Yeah, that's what you be asking about the musty. You don't want to be asking yourself that question.
Yeah.
What about your vagina? Your vagina's
Yeah, like it kills all body odors. I'm dead serious. Like, but you got to stay consistent.
And it's a natural. It's something that it's natural. It comes from plants. And there's a liquid version of it. There's a pill version. But yesterday,
the pill version.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yesterday when Cardi posted this,
This is what I don't understand about y'all with y'all trends. They will tell you something is all natural, like chlorophyll. It comes from plants, but y'all would rather go to big pharma and get a pill. Even if you drinking chlorophyll, let's just say you a chlorophyll drinking asshole. You feel what I'm saying? Why would you go and get big pharma's rendition of again? It ain't about the act within itself. It's about getting you to follow blindly so they can lead you right up the road. So now I'm assuming most people aren't doing this for their chlorophyll water. I'm almost pretty positive the mass majority of the people drinking the chlorophyll is taking the pills or found some sort of fake ass chlorophyll drink that man, y'all gonna kill yourselves. Said what I said. Y'all gonna kill yourselves. Fucking around with this trend shit. Fucking around with this TikTok shit. Y'all gonna kill yourselves. Watch.
I asked like a couple of my friends who do a lot like the natural, like, you know, the girls.
Black soap, yep.
So they said that it works. It's a
Really?
thing. Yeah.
I believe
You
it
tried
works.
it? You tried it, Jess,
B.
before?
Simone, yeah, I've tried it, but
Did it work?
I'm not consistent.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't consistent with it, but B. Simone Ben put us on to that when we was at Wild 'N Out. She was always the help.
B. Simone. B. Simone. Girl. Okay.
Health nut. So she was chlorophyll, all herbs, ashwagandha, whatever.
I take ashwagandha every morning.
Yeah, like B. Simone been on that healthy stuff. So
I think your body's supposed to have certain odors, though.
Yeah,
Like, certain
you
odors
definitely supposed to.
signal certain things. You know
like,
what I mean?
It could be health conditions
Yes.
that you're ignoring by slapping chlorophyll in your body every day.
I don't know if that's necessarily healthy. I would have
don't
to
know.
gotta call Queen of Fool somebody. I need a second
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, Cardi will give us an update, I'm sure, and hopefully no one gets slapped.
Am I the mustard? Am I the limassage?
Oh my God.
She said fabuloso.
Oh my God.
Yummy.
What the hell is fabuloso?
Oh, never mind. Go
Oh wow.
You don't know fabuloso?
You have, yes.
Why would you be putting fabuloso on your vagina?
Oh my God.
I don't know, but the fact that
Why
you didn't know
would
what
you
it
put
was is what
Limasol on
shocked
there?
me. You know what it is?
I know what it is, but
Oh,
why would
okay.
you put it on your vagina? Y'all know what limassol is.
I know
what is
it.
it?
No, I don't know what that
I don't know what limassol is.
You know what limassol is, right?
I know what a dish is. What?
What is limassol?
We,
Tell us.
That's what you clean your
I
stuff
had
with?
deja vu
All
about
the
this
Spanish people out there know.
Oh, Spanish.
Oh, is it?
Why you sprinkle? She's so
Lauren, like she's sprinkling on her vagina.
Yeah, so
Wow.
bad, Robbins.
That's
I
crazy.
think I've heard it.
Yes, that's
Yes,
what it
I've
is.
heard of this.
It's a salt?
No, it's
No,
like
it ain't no lemon sauce.
it's a
Why would you do it like
lemon
that?
base. It's a liquid, right? And you put it on your
It's
private.
a feminine wash,
Okay.
a vaginal pH balancer. Okay.
Ah,
Yes, that's what it
Gotcha.
is.
All right.
This guy called me Dominican. He knows all the Spanish stuff.
all of it.
I mean, it's a Spanish woman on the box.
I've never seen the
Woman on
box.
the box.
I've just heard of it. I've never
Okay,
seen the box. Cardi B, remember Cardi B? She's out.
Listen, you guys. This is crazy. This is crazy. First of all, I get it. Maybe you don't want to have BO. That's what washing your ass is for. That's why Black Americans created showers and baths and soap and toothpaste and things of that nature. That is to combat the odors. But to say I want to just drink chlorophyll because it helps me get rid of odors. Do y'all know some odors literally alert you of certain sicknesses? Like cancer has a smell. I've heard, because I don't get me the line, I've heard it's sort of a sweet smell, but certain illnesses have smells that are attached to them. Just like Charlotte McGay said, what if you drink the chlorophyll to get rid of the odors and you miss something vitally important? This is not normal, y'all. This is not normal and this is not okay. Does this have anything to do with the water shortage? Why would you want to drink something instead of just washing your ass? That's the biggest question for me. Screw the odor going. Why wouldn't you just simply want to get in the shower and wash your ass? I am of confusion. What type of new niggas is y'all creating? What? This is disgusting. And this is not godly like, because cleanliness is next to godliness. I remember that from I don't know if the Jehovah's Witness taught me that or if the Baptist people taught me that, but I remember the one of the parts in the scripture say cleanliness is next to godliness. You niggas want to drink plant water and not wash your ass, and I don't like it. And even more importantly, y'all are following trends from the slowest bitches El Nino died for, okay? You got Cardi B, one of the dumbest bitches this side the Mississippi. And then you got B. Simone, the dumbest bitch of all earth. These are the people y'all listening to tell y'all to drink some goddamn plant water. I know y'all ain't that crazy. I know it's one thing if you've been doing this and this some remedy, a home remedy, something you've been. I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking about to y'all who's listening to the two dumbest bitches on the internet. Cardi B and B. Simone. This was got y'all over here taking chlorophyll pills. Oh, I feel sorry for y'all. If I had pearls, I would clutch them. And I'd be remiss to mention, or if I didn't mention, the fact that they made sure they put it through their #1 platform to disseminate the trend so that more people can start buying these pills and taking this chlorophyll water. The Breakfast Club. This is where all of your horrible, disgusting information comes from. This is why they even discussing it. Mind you, the Breakfast Club ain't even on YouTube no more. But y'all ever notice whenever they got a show or a clip to get you to do something stupid, they make sure it goes viral AF in the algorithm? Stop being a follower. Black America, you have your own mind. God created it just for you. And if you sit still for 5 seconds, you actually hear something. You hear your own brain and your higher self speaking to you. Stop following these trends, bro. This is sickening. This is sickening. I would never do anything that B. Simone nor Cardi B even coughed up. Them hoes couldn't even give me directions across the street. The fact that y'all up here talking about, girl, no way. Cardi B and B. Simone? Oh my God, this is sickening. I feel bad for a lot of people. I really do. But that's that witchcraft. That witchcraft keep y'all looking outside of yourself instead of inside of yourself. That's why y'all doing stupid shit like drinking plant water. And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing because I don't know. Maybe plant water is good. I don't know. Maybe chlorophyll is good for other things. But for the trend and for what they trying to get y'all to do it for, no, ma'am. Thank you, Chocolate Bunny, for the super chat. Says, isn't Tigger Miss Patty Bell's son? Is he Patty LaBelle's son? I ain't never heard that. Girl, send me the receipts. I ain't never heard of that. He might be, though. Thank you so much, Chocolate Bunny. Sharjay, thank you for the super chat. Says, they are discouraging washing due to water shortages. You know what's so crazy? Thank you, Sharjay. Beautiful. Thank you so much for bringing that up. Because, ever since they built these data centers all over America, especially in the South, it's been water shortages. Have y'all been paying attention to that? These data centers are using up so much water. It is ridiculous. Also, did y'all know that Bill Gates and a lot of other billionaires had bought all the stocks on years ago? You see what I'm saying? Remember, they'll like to put it out to you as if they're predicting it. They're not predicting it. They're just giving you the script. These people already know what's going on way long times ago before you even get introduced to these things. And it wouldn't surprise me. I'm just saying, it wouldn't. Matter of fact, I believe it. They're definitely discouraging people from washing their ass because they need water for them damn data centers and all this other stuff they got going on. Whole time you thinking you doing something good for you, they just trying to preserve water. Again, if you do something because you chose to do it, you sought it out, you did the research, and you said, you know what? I personally want to do it. But if you're doing things, and this is to anybody that's listening to me, if you're doing anything solely because or due to a trend on the internet, you, my friend, are an NPC. You're a non-playable character waiting on the next internet craze to tell you what to do. And that is scary. That is extremely terrifying. Again, I'm not saying drinking it is wrong. I don't know. I haven't did the research on drinking chlorophyll. But what I will say is the people who are doing it simply because they're seeing it on the internet, you are a walking NPC, non-playable character, waiting on the next wave of directions to do whatever them crackers or the powers that be tell you to do. Thank you, Sharjay. Thank you. I appreciate it. K1820, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, I've been drinking it since the 1900s from an herbalist. It detoxifies. It's not new. It cleans the gut too. The Ratchets learned it from Fantasy Box. Oh, and you know what's crazy too? Thank you, K1820. The way that you're doing is probably completely different from the trend. They're already talking about chlorophyll pills and all that stuff. Again, if you're doing something that you've always done or something that you research because you're interested in, that's one thing. But I'm just sitting up here saying, most of the people that's doing it is doing it because Cardi B did it. And because B. Simone said it. You see what I'm saying? That is a problem. That is a huge, huge problem. Huge problem, okay? At any rate, I wouldn't want nothing to stop me from stinking. I need to know when it's time to get in the shower. I love taking a bath. I'm not like y'all. I like getting my ass. I like washing my ass. I take good time too. I have a whole ritual to it. It's crazy. I love getting in the shower and I love getting out and putting that towel. First, let me tell you what I love too about getting out the shower. When you put the towel around you and you can still smell the fabric softener. I use Blue Sparkle. You can still smell the fabric softener and you put it around you go, I love that. It does something to me. It wakes me up. It refreshes me. I don't know. I like washing my ass. Y'all should too. I look forward to washing my ass on a day-to-day basis. Like it's a real thing. For real, for real. I ain't laughing. I'm laughing, but I'm being real. You know what I'm saying? I'm a gains girl too. Yay. Girl, I got a whole concoction I do with my laundry. Everywhere I go, people don't know if it's my perfume or the laundry. Girl, please. Everywhere I go. See, when I used to be at work, let me give y'all a look. See, when I used to be at work, you know, I ain't used to put a whole lot of perfume on, but you know, my laundry, the way I do my laundry, it's got its own smell. You see what I'm saying? See, when I used to go to work and we used to go to meetings in the morning, them clear men, ooh, come sit by me. One man was like this. Nah. I pride myself on smelling good. I like it. I don't know. It just make me feel, it do something to my confidence. You know what I'm saying? Them clears used to love me sitting next to them in the meeting, probably because they wanted to get close to me, but they really love smelling my detergent because I have a concoction. I'm not going to tell y'all what I do because it's mine. Okay, but at the end of the day, yay. People don't be knowing if it's my laundry or if it's my perfume, and they be both sometimes. Or it just be me. It just be me. You feel what I'm saying? Let's move on. Sometimes it be me. But I do need to know when I'm funky and nasty and cheesy. Let's move on. Now, did y'all see remember I told y'all that these doctors in these hospitals, let me set this up for y'all because we've spoken about this. Y'all ever notice in the hospitals, it's a crap ton of foreign doctors? Put a 3 in the chat. If you've gone to the hospital here recently, and if you've gone and you paid attention to the doctors, it's a crap ton of foreigners, a lot of foreigners, a lot of Indians, a lot of Asians. It's a lot. It's a lot of foreigners. It's at one point, I know when I was growing up, you go to the hospital, you see white doctors, you see black doctors. You might see an Indian, you might see an Asian, but for the most part, white doctors, black doctors. Now when you go, it's nothing but foreigners. You be lucky to find you a black doctor. Oh, gotta be a black doctor. Oh, thank you, Lord. You see what I'm saying? Then you gotta hope that black doctor is on your side. Well, I have already come up to the conclusion that these people are getting the opportunity. They coming over here to get these medical degrees, not because medicine is different or what it is different, but not because we have the better medicine, because when they come over here, they get to work on a God. See, the biggest oops upside Black America's head is the fact that they got us believing that we're simply human, even though they know we are gods. They know that they are the humans and we are the gods. Health-wise, we're different. Science-wise, we're different. Culture-wise, every which way we are different. Our body, our genetics, our blood types, everything is completely different. And these people, they come to these hospitals and they can't wait. They get the rubbing hands like Birdman because all they want to do is work on a nigga. Not too many white folks. They come here to work on us. Another thing that I've noticed that they do is they really attack the elders in our community. Y'all ever notice, like my grandmother lives in the elder apartment complex, I guess for the elderly people or whatever, right? But every now and again, no, all the time, she's always got a doctor's appointment. And every time she go to a doctor's appointment, it's, oh, we found this. Oh, we need to do that. Or we want to try this out on you. Or we fix this. And or we feel like if we tried it, it's a whole bunch of experimentation. I believe, this is my theory. My theory is they are working on the elder patients because they're genetically still stronger than their people. And I think that's where they get a lot of their experimentation from. I think that's where they get a lot of their hate from. I think that's where they get a lot of their quote unquote education and a few other things. But the point is this. I've always found it odd that America started having an influx of foreign doctors. Foreigners with a hard ER. They was everywhere. And they never look like they really there to help. It's kind of looking like they just standing over you and can't wait to do something to you. And they always talking about you need a surgery. You need this. Let me write this prescription. The hospital is a big business. But tell me why this man was on here talking about how they literally was selling degrees to doctors in the hospitals. And then I said to myself, now that makes sense why all this huge influx of foreign doctors came rushing into America. Because I get it. I could basically say, oh, well, maybe the Indians love the medical field more than the blacks. But that's not true because we created the medical industry. Black America, you created the medical industry. It's just that they weed you out slowly but surely and they add more foreigners. But it just took me back to all of those foreigners being at those hospitals. And now it makes sense. And also, too, you can't sue the hospital for the most part for malpractice. Now it makes sense why we have so many foreign doctors. Allegedly, apparently, they're giving away and selling fake degrees for them to come in these hospitals, y'all. Get the likes up. It says they sold fake medical degrees to East Indians and other immigrants. Millions misdiagnosed Dr. Kaya Pruitt and Chief Mac. Let's get into it, y'all.
They were selling fake degrees to people here in America who are practicing on us. I didn't have any idea. Chief Mac told me tonight. Come on. Let's go, Chief.
We talk about millions, guys. We talked about millions of people with fake doctors and RN degrees sent here to America to practice on who? Us.
Yep.
And give you fake cancer.
Yep.
Diagnosis, fake diabetes, all in the name of getting your organs, making trillions of dollars for the insurance.
They were selling.
Did y'all hear what he said? All out of taking your organs, making trillions of dollars, and it seemed like he was going to stay for the pharmaceutical company. Man, listen to me. And I'm not trying to tell nobody don't trust hospitals because at some point we need the hospital. And I do think that there are good people and good doctors inside the hospital. But we got to be mindful of what it is we're going into. When we go into these portals they call hospitals, it's a lot of times there's a whole bunch of people experimenting on us. And they've been doing it through birth and labor, through childhood with the vaccines, and even through birth control with the young women, and so on and so forth. And then when you get older, they still there to do more experiments on you. I'm around a lot of elders, not physically every day, but I speak to a lot of elders. And every time you turn around, it's, oh, they got this new machine they want to try. They're going to do a surgery on me, and they're going to implant this into my hip, and this is supposed to help me with my headaches. What? Y'all ain't never paid attention to the elder people in our community and what they be going through when they go to them hospitals? And this is the worst part. It took so long for Black America to start to trust these hospitals, but then when we finally did, now we shouldn't. Black America couldn't stand going in the hospitals. We did not trust them because we understood exactly what they were. Now we've been indoctrinated to believe hospitals are our saving grace, and you can't keep an elder person out of there or Black people up out of there. Every time you turn around, they're running around trying to get a new diagnosis, or I got to go to the hospital. Y'all is crazy. Yeah, they love to cut on us, even when we pregnant. That's why so many Black American women be having to get C-sections. That ain't by mistake. That's by design. Most of us didn't even need no C-section. They just wanted to cut on us. They get incentivized when they do it. They get money. They get all kinds of stuff. And they get to practice. Like, we got to be mindful of the stuff that's really happening under our nose. And I'm pretty sure we'll hear more about this situation with them selling fake degrees. But when it all comes out, this is the gag. Just like the COVID shot, they have it set up to where you can't sue because you low key inadvertently sign these doggone permission slips when you go inside these institutions. That's the play. That's the witchcraft. That's the setup to make you think that they're here to help you. And whole time you just signing because I'm trying to get seen, and then you signing a waiver for them to play with you and do experiments on you and cut on you. And then also, if anything goes wrong, God forbid you die, you can't come back and sue. We got to be careful, bro. Use your discernment going into these institutions because most of them is portals anyway. Now, speaking of discernment, they wrote some words in cursive, and let's watch these college students attempt to read them.
Zelma, I learned cursive in 3rd grade.
Read this word. Hey, the word up on there. You gotta go to another call. Read this word.
This cursive? I can't read cursive.
It's a Z or a Q. You tell me.
What that say? Yeah, yellow.
Read this word.
Your spelling sucks.
Read this word. Corella. Corella. That's a J. J-E. I don't know cursive. Read this word.
Cursive. What the?
Read this word. Crema.
Sprelmo.
It said crema. Jarella. Next word. That was just a hard one. Read this word. Yalra. It's in like Spanish. What the f is this? Read this word.
Mama.
What in the world is it? It's like a loop. Cursive. It's cursive. Read this word.
Is that in a word?
Read this word.
What is the first letter?
Read this word.
Zalera.
Selena.
Helpra.
Read this word.
Cursive, that's what this is? But what is it saying?
I'm asking you.
I do not know.
Read this word.
Pellegra.
What's the first letter?
Y or G?
It's a Z. What has stripes?
Zebra.
Read this word.
Zelma, I learned cursive.
We are screwed. Zebra. 5 letters. We're screwed. And, oh, by the way, this ain't just black kids. There's white kids. There's all of these Western educated children. These the ones, yay. These ain't just black kids. This all the kids. We're screwed. We're screwed. Heavy. We screwed. They couldn't even use context clues to see what the word was. That's the craziest part. Even if you didn't know, let's say it looked like scribble scratch. At the very least, you could see the B, the R, and the A. All you had to do was just guesstimate what the first letter was. God damn, they don't even teach children to use context clues no more. You can't, girl, listen. Black America, if you know cursive, first of all, you should know cursive. If you 30 plus, your ass 35 plus, you should know cursive. You should still be actively able to write in cursive. You see what I'm saying? My handwriting is all jacked up, but you see what I'm saying? Y'all better teach your children, because if you rely on the government, you and your child is screwed. Y'all better teach. I don't give a damn if y'all start doing little stupid shit like being pen pals to each other once a week just to keep it fresh on their minds how to write in cursive. Let's write a pen pal note to each other on paper and leave it here on the counter in the morning. So every morning, once a week, just every Friday, it ain't gotta be long, 4 sentences, 1 paragraph. Leave that. That's what I would do if it was my kid. If I had a kid, because my child knows cursive, she knows how to write in cursive. I physically taught her, right? But this is what I would do to keep it as muscle memory, even if it's once a month. It ain't got to be once a week. Once a month, we're going to be pen pals. We about to play pen pal. You write me 4 sentences, and I'm going to write you back. Every month, put it on this counter here, and I need to read my note. You see what I'm saying? And then I'm going to write you back. Even if it's once every 3 months, it don't matter. It's about muscle memory, because if we don't take the reins, remember, if you 35 to 55, we are the last generation to know the world before what it is now. If you are between 35 and 55, we are the very last generation to understand this world prior to all of this shit going on that we got with social media, AI, robots. We are the gatekeepers of the knowledge. We the ones with all of the answers. We the ones with all of the answers. We got to start passing that knowledge down. We have to. We have to. Because if we don't, and it dies with us, this is what we're left with. Let me let y'all hear it.
Zebra.
Read this word.
Zelma. I learned cursive in 3rd grade.
Read this word.
Hey, the word up on there. You gotta go to another car.
Read this word.
This cursive? I can't read cursive.
It's a Z or a Q. You tell me.
What that say? Yeah, yellow.
Read this word.
Your spelling sucks.
Read this word.
Corella. Corella. That's a J. J. I don't know cursive.
Read this word.
Cursive. What the?
Read this word.
Crema.
Romo.
It said crema. Jarella. Next word. That was just a hard one.
Read this word.
Remember, humans won't need to interpret anything because according to Elon Musk, AI is going to interpret everything for y'all. That's why these children can't even understand cursive handwriting because everything they do, they just go straight to AI. That's setting us up for the kill. Again, if you're between the ages of 35 and 55, it is up to us to start teaching cursive. You know what I was thinking too the other day? I be having so many good ideas, but I just don't be wanting to act on 50% of them. I ain't gonna lie. Somebody need to go on TikTok and start a whole cursive writing session. And when I tell you your ass will go viral, I don't know who need to hear this. I'm about to get somebody some game. If somebody went on TikTok and started writing in cursive, but write like curse words or write funny shit, just stuff to make people see it and laugh and want and make them learn without them realizing they learning, your ass will go viral. It's just small shit like that on my soul. I'm just saying we got to get back to teaching the children. We are the last group of people with this knowledge, and if we don't spread it, we are screwed. Okay. Now, I want to bring this up, y'all. Have y'all seen about the ghetto names? Y'all know like Labarius, Laquarius, Shaniqua. I told y'all I believe that those are indigenous names, but we are told that they're ghetto, so we won't really go lean into them. Now I see people naming their children Wolf and Wall and Grass, Rose Petals. They naming their children Water Bottle, all kinds of stuff. But those quote unquote ghetto names, I don't think that they were necessarily ghetto. I think that they're ancient, and I think that they're a part of our history and who we are. Let's get into this man who was talking about the ghetto names not being ghetto, but they're actually indigenous. Like the video, subscribe to the channel.
So those so-called ghetto names that everyone makes fun of, that people talk about on a day-to-day, may not be ghetto names. They may be indigenous names, and I'm gonna break this down right now. Let's get it. So let's get right to it, right? When the indigenous tribes like the Cherokee, Cree, Catawba, and Yamasee were reclassified as colored or Negro by the U.S. law, especially after 1830 to 1850, they hid identity and naming, maintained sound patterns like Kwa, woman, Ya, spirit, wolf, mother, Sha, sacred breath, similar in multiple languages. Created new names that blended English and American Indian roots to survive. This involved names like Shaniqua, which means sacred woman or spirit woman. Laquanda, how many of the Laquandas y'all know, or Shaniquas y'all know? The woman of the land, Taekwon, strong leader, right? We know Quan, right? Quan is the male or the masculine version of Kwa. Let's start breaking this down. Kwa or Kwe. We know a lot of Kways, right? Kways, right? Ta or Sha, right? Again, Kwa, Sha, Ya or Ya, Kwan, right? Which is again the masculine version of Kwa. These elements appear in both traditional Cherokee names and Black American names, pointing shared linguistics, aesthetics, and cultural or ancestral overlap, especially in the Southeast, our homeland. Names like Weaqua, Shaniqua, Equanita, LaQuasia may sound ghetto to outsiders today, but they carry echoes of feminine, tribal, and spiritual identity. Let's be clear. So here we're breaking down the Kwa, the Sha, the Ya, and the Ya, the Kwan, right? These are the Cherokee names with said sound elements, and these are the so-called Black American matches. So let's break down the Quan sounds, right? We're gonna break down the Quan sounds. Shaquana, how many Shaquanas you know? How many Shaquanas you know, right? He speaks or speaker. Daquan, we know them. Shaquan, we know them.
Oh, that's dope.
Taquana, how many Taquans we know? Taquana, Taekwon. Come on. Aliquana, how many of them you know? Juanita, we know a bunch of Juanita. We know a bunch of Juanita. Let's get it. Black Americans, we up 1,000. Now let's look at the Ya or the Ya, right? Weya, Naya, Gaia, Aliyah, Talia. How many Aliyahs and Taliyahs we know? Maria, right? The Yas. Now Shah is in multiple languages. This can be right, but we also understand it's indigenous also, right? So we got the Shah, right? The Shaquasia, Shanisha, right? The Cherokee name, the Shasqua, Shaquasia, right? And we keep it going. At the bottom, Shanaqua, Shaquana, and the continuation of Qua in its usage. For time's sake, I'm going to keep it rolling. Again, breaking down the feminine, the Qua, the Sha, the Ya, or the Quan. And the Quan is the masculine. Now, these are so-called Black American matches along with the so-called Native matches in names. Breaking down the Qua or the Ta at the bottom.
Let me say this too, before I let the brother finish. A lot of times, foreigners will swear that we are using their names and they'll say, oh, this is what this means in my language. So that means that your name is this language or whatever. So say you meet an Arab and he be like, oh, what's your name? You say Laquanda. He might say, oh, Laquanda, that is a name that's very prevalent in Arab culture, right? So then he'll tell a Black American, your name is Arabic. It's not. Remember, they're putting the cart before the horse. Black America, we are the origin. Everybody copies off of us. We don't copy off of nobody for nothing. These other languages, these other cultures, and these other people, they get what they got from us. But the destiny swap is when they meet us and tell us that what we got comes from them. We don't copy nobody for nothing. Just think about your everyday average Black American. We don't look to no other culture of people for shit, for nothing. There would be no reason in world, in history, why we would do it then if we don't do it now. There's nothing new under the sun. Everything you did has already been done. If we haven't been following them before for language and for names, why would we be doing it now? Again, these foreigners with the hard ER loves to swear to God, oh, this is Arabic, this is Asian, this bullshit. These are all Johnny come latelys and they taking our stuff, okay? And remember, these ghetto names that the white people made y'all think is just so horrible have so many meanings. All of these quas and quans and quays and all that stuff, I'm guilty of it. I used to think it was ghetto too, but now knowing this, I understand the witchcraft. You see what I'm saying?
Breaking down the Qua within the so-called native name, right? Or Shikwa, right? Which means singing woman, right? And we can kind of break this down, all the Quas. In the continuation, more of a breakdown of the Quas. Not sure if I showed this already, but I'm going to still show it anyway. Kamala, Kimala, right? So don't let them fool you. You're going to see so-called natives with Qua and Ta in their names all throughout the United States. Again, here's another one, right? If you were to cover his face and then see this name, you would think this is a so-called ghetto name. So that's just a fraction of the breakdown of the so-called ghetto names. We're going to also go over the ghetto ebonics, the so-called ghetto ebonics, the so-called ghetto lingo. In the way we talk, I'm going to really break that down and to show you how some of the words we utilize and what we say is actually indigenous words. That when you erase your name, you erasing who you are. Mm-hmm. Be proud of those so-called ghetto names, right? Be proud of having that so-called ghetto names because that's telling you everything you need to know. This is why they try to shame you from having that name.
Yep.
Remember that, all right? I love y'all. Y'all be safe. Y'all peace a lot. I have more. There's a whole segment when we break.
Shout out to the brother. He really spit and he taught me a lot. The quas, the quays, the yas, and all that stuff. We all name our children these names. We all put these names in our children's names. And again, I started looking at celebrity culture, and because they naming their children stupid shit like Blue, and I'm not saying that she's stupid, I'm saying the name is stupid. When I first heard it, I thought it was the dumbest shit ever. Because they naming their children stupid ass shit like Blue and Wolf. Now you got regular people that's going away from our traditional names to be like these celebrities. These celebrities are puppets used to herd the sheep. Okay, at the end of the day, it's a destiny swap and a witchcraft. Now the the Arabs and the red dot Indians, they get to keep that type of shit in their name, but they get to tell you it's ignorant, it's ghetto. When the whole time, a lot of our names have spiritual meanings, even the ones you feel like you made up. It be coming from stuff ancestrally. It's a destiny swap, and it's a whole play that these people have been playing on us. And I think that it's high time that we discuss it, because these people have been doing a wonderful job of disconnecting us from who we are. And it's by little small stuff, even with gold teeth. I tell people this all the time. At one point, especially in the South, damn near everybody had gold teeth. Look at the elders. The elders would even go get gold teeth in their goddamn dentures. That was a whole spiritual connection. When you connect the gold to the Black American person, it connected you to source. It connected you to nature. It connected you to the Most High God. But we didn't know that. What did the enemy come and tell us? That's ghetto. That means you're a drug dealer. We're not going to hire you if you have gold teeth. So what did we all do? Go get rid of the gold teeth. They did the same thing with the braids and the locks. They told us braids and locks were ghetto. It was unkept. It wasn't right. Even the military wouldn't allow the women in there at one point with braids and locks. It had to be certain braids, but it only had to be the braids the white girls could wear. It was a way to disconnect you from who you are ancestrally. All the things that they make us think is just so horrible, and we repeat that they're horrible because we think that it's horrible because they tell us. It's really not. It's really not. It's really, really not. That's why I smile from ear to ear when I see people with goals. In 2026, I love to see Black people with goals. I love it. Now, I never wanted none of my damn self, but I ain't gonna lie, I did want two at the bottom. I did want two slugs at the bottom. I did. I ain't gonna lie. I want these two right here. I did. I ain't gonna lie, I did when I was younger. When I was younger, growing up in the 90s, because I used to think the people who have the two at the bottom and the two at the top, I used to think them two slugs, we call them faux slugs. But if you got two at the top and two at the bottom, we call it slugged at the top and slugged at the bottom. I thought the people who wore that was the most cutest. If you was a girl, you were so pretty. If you was a boy, you was so handsome with them slugs. Oh, I ain't gonna lie. I did, but I don't want gold teeth. But I'm just saying all that to say, though, for real, all jokes aside, that's how they disconnect us from who we are. They demonize it, and then we repeat it, and we really disconnect ourselves. These names ain't just ghetto, and I'm pretty sure most of it has a lot of ancient Greek, ancient Egyptian history attached to it. Hello? Be mindful. Don't let these people knock you off your rocker because they jealous and mad and hating. Because remember, the people who are telling us that this is ghetto don't have no culture. The people who telling us that our names are ghetto, that gold teeth are bad, they come out of caves and petri dish. Why would we ever listen to them? You know what I'm saying? Diva, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, my 3 times grandma was Morning Dawn. You know what's crazy? I researched my great grandmother. Well, no, my great-great-grandmother and my grandmother's name, and I realized that their names are indigenous too and are thousands of years old. I'm telling you, man. And they all be having buku meaning behind them too. They be having meaning behind them names. Interjet EV Charge. Interjet EV Charge. Thank you so much for the super chat. What you sell, refrigerators and whatnot? I need one for my basement. What you got over there? What you selling? Huh? Interjet EV Charge. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Y'all get the likes up on the video, please. And thank you. Now we got to move on. let's get into Africans cosplaying as Black Americans to steal business. Now, Black America, we have since recently been trying to deal with only Black-owned businesses, but because the term Black is an umbrella term, what I found is a whole bunch of foreigners, especially the Black ones, cosplaying under the term Black owned. And honestly, you know what's crazy? When you go to confront them, they'll say, but I am Black. But they know when we say Black owned, we don't just mean Black owned. We mean Black American owned. We mean our own kind. And I think that Black America, I think when we start to speak about us, we can't just say Black no more. Gone are the days. We cannot just use the term Black. You have to be very specific. Even use the FBA term. It don't matter, but you can't just say Black when you're speaking about us as a group, because there are so many people who have found ways to tether onto us via these small words. Remember, words are very powerful. There are so many different people, other melanated groups, who are tethering onto our term Black in order to line their pockets, and it is really a big problem. Now, because we are starting this movement where we're supporting more Black-owned businesses, and shout out to Philly. I didn't realize that many Black-owned businesses was up there. Asian restaurants and all kinds of shit ran by niggas. Shout out to the Blacks in Philly. But either way, I'm saying all that to say this. We're getting on more on a kick of supporting each other, and we have to be mindful that there are a lot of foreigners who will be cosplaying in the comments or cosplaying in the section where we're looking to make as if they are Black so that we can support their businesses. Now, the only thing that I think we can do to combat that, or one of the things we can do to combat that, is do the research on said companies. Don't just look at the Black owned sign and take it at face value. Go and look. It's easy. For instance, sister bags. Let's go show you. Let me show you on the camera. Let me show you up here so you can see exactly what I'm saying. I remember I bought a sister bag. This how I got. Let me see if I can find it on Instagram, because that's where I found it at. On Instagram, sister bag. Let me show y'all. And I got a lot of compliments on this bag. Y'all see this bag? This is a sister bag. I bought me a bag from sisterbag.com. I bought me one, said a queen was born in March, and it had a beautiful Black sister on there with the curl hair. It was dope. I got so many compliments on this bag. But as I was in the hospital, I'll never forget, I was in the hospital with my daddy. Y'all remember last year, toward the end of the year, I had to go sit in the hospital with my daddy. And I remember I bought the bag, and the nurses kept coming in, oh, I like your bag, I like your bag. Something in my spirit said, go look up who owns the sister bag. Well, I went and looked it up. All you got to do is this. Hold on. Come over here. Sister bag owner, or who owns sister bag, right? When you do that, AI is going to pop up and tell you everything you need to know. Sister Bag was founded by Michelle, a Nigerian American who started the company in Boulder, Colorado, crafting handmade leather bags. Now, why is this important, and why is this horrible that this lady, or whoever this Michelle lady is doing this? Let me show y'all something. If you were to look at this bag within itself, you would assume that a Black American person who understands us and who knows who we are created this bag. Whole time it's a Nigerian African sitting there watching us, figuring us psychologically out, and then going back and creating a product. And all she does is just say, oh, this is a Black-owned company. And because most people won't do the research, guess what? Like myself, I saw Black-owned, I went and bought it. I'm one of the people. I'm people. I saw Black-owned, I went and I swiped my card. Whole time, it's not Black-owned. It's Nigerian-owned. And had I known that, I would have never bought it. Plus, the bag was tore up within about a month. It don't last long, no way. Beautiful bag, but it don't last. It don't have no longevity. Them straps be done broke up off that doggone thing. I say 30 days, it wasn't worth 2 nickels rubbed together, and I threw it away. Okay. But once I was in the hospital, like I said, and I'm not trying to advertise for these people. If y'all want to go support them, go support them. But I'm saying all that to say that was when I realized there are Africans who are cosplaying as us in order to get our business. That's theft. Because they not saying Nigerian owned. And remember, they proud Nigerians any other time, except when they trying to sell us they crap. So now all of a sudden you leave off Nigerian and just put black because they know the mass majority of us is not going to check. Also, they're not saying it's black owned because so many other black foreigners love supporting black businesses. They're doing that specifically to advertise to Black America. Do the research on these quote unquote black owned companies. I even see them on the internet posting their business, hopping into the algorithm, black owned this, black owned that. All you got to do is search. When you look up a company, go and search who owns the company, and it's going to tell you. Let's get into this video of this young lady talking about Africans claiming to be black-owned businesses. Get the likes up, please, so we can get the video in the algorithm, y'all.
So just a FYI, make sure you're checking these supposed black businesses, because I'm just leave this right here.
Pistol Pen, and I'm calling for the cleaning services.
Thanks. Please stay on the line.
You know we gotta show love and shout out the homie, Captain AB. We capturing history tonight. I've been with them and now I'm going
Hello?
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Hello?
Yes, I seen your video on TikTok for the cleaning services, supporting black American businesses. Or are you Black American?
Yes, I am.
With the last name?
Yes, I'm Nigerian, but I do classify myself as African.
Right, but you Nigerian classifying yourself as African American?
Them goddamn Nigerians. Them goddamn scamming ass Nigerians.
Black American businesses. Or are you Black American?
Yes, I am.
With the last name?
Yes, I'm Nigerian, but I do classify myself as African.
Right, but you Nigerian classifying yourself as African American?
So when you go to your job, when you apply for a job, they ask you for your race.
Right, but
Nigerian on there.
yeah, right. If Nigerian,
but that's not why she's doing that. She's not doing that because that's the only box she had to check. She created and said her business was black owned so that she can cosplay under the umbrella and sell and make money off her business. It's theft. It's theft. It's no different from if let's say the Nigerians had a Jollof cook-off. And I decided to show up in a goddamn dashiki and wrap my head up and say, I'm Nigerian. Knowing good and well I'm Black American, and I get a whole bunch of people to come over to my table to try my jollof, and the other Nigerians realize I'm not really Nigerian, I'm Black American. They will want my head. That's exactly what these Nigerians and other Africans, not just them, it's a lot of these other Africans and some Caribbeans too. This is what they do. They cosplay under the umbrella to confuse you and sell your product, and you thinking you supporting another black person. And technically you are, but you're not supporting your own kind. That's the theft, y'all. That's the theft.
It's not on there. You pick other African American is for Black Americans.
Okay, so,
and I thought you was a Black American. Host. Well, I thought you was, because your business, you were saying that you are a black, support black businesses, and we're supporting black businesses down here in Houston, but we're supporting Black American businesses because, for one, the Asian man unallowed a Black American, Carmelo Anthony, is a Black American. That's the whole point of the movement. Right, it has nothing to do with Nigerians, and you should.
So whoever that says we are African, though, it's always T. You must be new. We are not African, sweetheart. If you're African, say you're African. Black Americans are not African, ma'am. So please go over to a Pan-African page with that. We are not African over here. We don't have no relatives from Africa. We don't have nothing tying us to that continent. That is them people. They African. We're not, sweetheart. You African. Say you African, but don't come over here saying we are African. We are not African. Ain't none of us African over here. As a matter of fact, get my little clip up here. Show you how I feel about a goddamn African. Hold on. Where my clip? Here you go.
You talk more shit than a little bit. Back to Mother Africa. That's bullshit. Without question, we are all Black Americans. You do not know a goddamn thing about Africa. I am from Detroit, Motown. So you can want Tootsie your monkey ass back to Africa if you want to.
You get it? Yeah, you must be new. You must be new. You got to be new. We not African over here, sweetheart. Take that over there to a Pan-African page, okay? But back to the show.
Be saying that you're Nigerian, not Black or African American, because you're not Black or African American. You're Nigerian. And you should be more specific about that in your videos, because that's false advertisement.
On my video?
Yeah, in your video, you said you was like, support Black businesses. So when you say that in America, we thinking you saying support Black Americans. You should say support. I'm a Nigerian, and this is a Nigerian business.
Video, I did not say support Black business.
You said this is my Black. You said support a Black business.
About what my business provides. Now, in the comments,
Right. It say you say support a Black business. Okay, but why are you not letting people know?
Let me see if part 2 is in these comments. Let me see if she put part 2 in the comments. Cause see, if I don't know. Let me see. Let me click on her video versus mine. I don't think she put it in the comments. Listen, the point is this. If y'all can't see the cosplay and the theft, I don't know what else to tell you. These are Nigerian African people acting as if they are Black. In any other setting, they don't call themselves Black. They don't even say that they're Black amongst each other. They don't even call themselves Black to each other. So why would they be over here in America saying that they're Black-owned businesses? Because it makes money for them. Because they are stealing under stolen goddamn identity. It is theft. It's definitely theft. It's theft by, what you call it when you leave information out? What do you call it when you leave something out, or lying by omission? It's theft by omission, because they're making it seem like first of all, listen, get me up here. Black Americans are on a kick of only supporting each other. This is the first time in a long time where we've gotten to a point where we only want to deal with our own kind. And you got people who are not us coming in saying that we are that they Black and knowing that they're not. That is theft. Deception, that's the word. Theft by deception, that's theft. Because if she told us she was Nigerian, we wouldn't spend $1. But she's lying, saying she's something else so that we could spend our money. That's theft. You don't tell me you lying. You lying so you can make me spend my money. I know crackers go to jail over that. It's called a white collar crime. Don't tell me. That's theft. I know textbook theft. That I know what I'm listening to. You telling me you one thing so that I can spend my money. Coach Stormy just went to jail over the same thing. You cannot deceive people to purchase your products. You see what I'm saying? But again, the lesson ain't to them, it's to us. It takes y'all, we on our phones 24/7. Instead of seeing Black owned and just going with the move, just take 2 seconds to Google who owns this company. And you'll be able to tell. Now, a lot of these Africans are getting very smart. They changing their African last names to Black American last names, and you won't be able to tell. I also told y'all when they change them names, that leaves them open to stealing genealogy. Because if you don't do yours and they do it for you and say, I'm Shaniqua Johnson, then guess what? The real Shaniqua Johnson, you're done. Y'all need to do genealogy for more than just reparations. You need to solidify who you are and make sure nobody can come into your your lineage and steal what's owed to you. But again, I'm saying all that to say this with these Africans. They're stealing. They're thieves. Not all of them, but the ones who are doing this, the ones who are in the Black American sphere, cosplaying as Black businesses, they are stealing. Because they only advertise it as a Black business to us because they know we're more inclined to spend our money there. That is theft by deception, is stealing, and they a bunch of little dirty little thieves. And I think if more of us need to call them out on it and do our own due diligence by doing research to figure out who these people are so that we won't be deceived. It's bad enough every time you turn around, they telling us, oh, my brother, we're sorry for selling you into slavery. Well, then how the hell you gonna sell us into slavery and you niggas ain't even got no culture, no lights, or no nothing? You see what I'm saying? But again, they want us to be friends with these folks. Now, I want to show y'all this video. Oh, no, before we move to that, shout out to this sister in New York. I just came from New York in January. Man, shout out to the Black Americans in New York. Let me say this before I let this sister roll. My heart went out to Black Americans that live in New York. If y'all live in New York, my heart go out to you. If you're a Black American, my heart really go out to you living in New York. Let me tell you why. I just was up there in January. Yeah, was it January? I was just up in New York. It's Tether Central. It's like one big ass melting pot. Even when I went through Harlem, it didn't feel like Black American. It felt somewhat Black American, but it didn't feel like I've always thought of Harlem, like on TV, Harlem Globetrotters, Harlem Renters. My heart go out to any Black American that live in New York and you can maintain your identity. You a strong mother effer. And New Jersey. Yeah, all y'all up there by the green lady with the thing in her hand. Y'all some strong people because y'all literally surrounded by the enemy. I can't see how y'all do it. I don't see how y'all do it. You gotta be from there to do some shit like that. Because I was there for a few days and I was ready to go. I'm talking about, and this is another thing too. New York is the same place as every other place all over America. One big ass melting pot with tall buildings and graffiti. If you want to go to downtown Greece, where I was at? Athens, it looked just like New York. London look just like New York. All of these big ass places that they literally mirror everything after New York. And it makes sense why New York is so tether bound, why they got so many tethers, because that's the hub for where all the other places look like. You see what I'm saying? But again, shout out to the sister because she's talking about being Black American in New York and how you don't see no Black American influence. And I'm telling you, I was in Harlem at the doggone park. Whatever park that is they got out there in Harlem where the niggas used to be playing at. I was out there and it don't feel like no Black American shit. I seen a bunch of Black looking people, but it didn't feel. Matter of fact, what's the song that was playing? One of them step songs that they was playing, Boots on the Ground. I seen a whole bunch of kids that was on cheerleading team, didn't even know the Boots on the Ground song. They had black skin though. I said, oh yeah. Again, my heart goes out to the Black Americans in New York. Let me let this lady cook.
I realized that a lot of Black Americans left New York a long time ago, but that's why the whole vibe of New York has changed. It's like one big Caribbean party or something like that over there. And then let you be a Black American, they looking at you like you're crazy. Like, what? That's what I don't understand. They so prideful about their flags and their lands and their continents and their islands. But let us be prideful about being American. They look at us like, you shouldn't even be waving that flag. But y'all having green card parties because you're happy you got a green card. You're happy you're born in America. Like even the first gen, they be like, "Oh, I'm an American," but y'all wasn't y'all just protesting against Trump and against America? because he don't want illegal immigrants in America. Like, make it make sense. If you're really like a diehard American, you wouldn't be against that. Like,
shout out to the sister when she said it's like one big Caribbean. She ain't lying. She ain't lying. I just was up there. And I do know a lot of my people, Black Americans from New York, y'all moving back home to the South. Shout out to y'all. Y'all getting on my nerves now, but shout out to y'all. Welcome home. A lot of them coming back home. A lot of them Black Americans that left up there, they moving to Georgia. They're moving to Texas. Y'all got to spread out though now. Spread out, niggas. Y'all moving to the same 3 places. Y'all niggas got to spread out. But anyway, welcome home. Welcome home to all the Black Americans moving from New York. But now I understand why it's so tether felt when you get there. We don't have no influence there. Most of us is leaving. You see what I'm saying? As we should. I hate that we're leaving because that's our land too. But I think a lot of us ancestrally are trying to get back to our roots. And our roots is in the South. You see what I'm saying? But no, yeah, I understand exactly what she's saying being in New York, because when I was up there, it felt like London. It felt like any other major downtown area, a bunch of tall buildings, a bunch of clears and foreigners. You don't know what the next, you go against, you walking with somebody, you don't know what she is. Then you turn the corner, I don't know what the hell he is. Then you turn this corner, where the hell did they come from? I ain't never seen a human look like that. Why this one walking up the street with a goat? What's going? It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, I think the land calling them home too. Simply Monique, I think the land calling them home too. That's why a lot of Black Americans, because you remember, we were forced. A lot of us were forced up there through the Great Migration. You know how I do with that. We were forced up there through the Great Migration, and also through the KKK pushing us off our lands. But I think ancestrally, the land calling us home. Yeah, I think the land calling us home. That's why a lot of y'all moving down to the South. Like I said, spread out, dude. Spread out. You niggas going to the same 3 places. Charlotte, Atlanta, and Houston. Spread out, niggas. Please, spread out. I'm so tired every time it's a nigga with a Yankee fitted looking at me crazy. Spread out. That's all I ask. But welcome home. Welcome home. And shout out to my Black Americans in New York. If you still up there and you able to keep your sanity, my heart and prayers go out to you, and you strong. You very strong. Because I ain't gonna lie, I was up there for 3 days. I was ready to go. I was up there for 3 days and I said, get me out of here. I don't give a damn who up here. Peter Guns. I don't give a damn who in New York. Bring me back to the South. Do you hear me? I need to be back where they got grass. Yay. Trees. Not that concrete jungle. I was ready to go home. No shade. I was. I said, Lord, please, if you get me out of here, I won't come back no time soon, Lord. And he got me up out of there. Yes, he did. He got me up out of there. I was ready to go. It was too much for me. I felt, I ain't gonna lie, no shade. And this is not even me even being disgusting or being weird. I really started getting anxiety. For real, for real. It was hard for me to be around so many people and don't hardly ever see none like me. It's kind of like traveling abroad, but the mind fuck of it all is I'm not abroad. I'm here. So why am I here? And it's hard pressed to find somebody who's me. I think, and this is just me being serious, I think that was the part that really got me. Not saying I didn't meet Black Americans, because I did, and I did see some. But I had never been in an environment on American soil where I felt like I was in 11 different other places. Like I felt China. I felt the Arab. I felt all of their cultures. I rarely felt mine. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, if y'all up there, shout out to y'all, man. Y'all strong. Now, speaking of the Nigerians with their frying ass and lying ass and thieving ass, tell me why they going from lying to us. Let me back up. Remember, the Nigerians come to America. They get a little education. They get a wig, some lashes, and some nails. And they forget that they came from third world countries. Nigerians love coming to America and acting as if they're here and we are there. The only reason it works is due to our ignorance. Because in our minds, we think of Africans and we think of Wakanda. That's why they've been playing on our tops. That's not the truth. And they do have very beautiful places in Africa, but Nigeria ain't one of them. Nigeria is one of the newest places in Africa and one of the most told down places that you can ever go to. Now, I've never gone, but I've seen a lot of footage. Plus, I can tell by how dusty the people is when they come over here. You see what I'm saying? So, Nigeria being one of the dust-filled places that it is, remember, when they come over here, they get to leave that identity home and cosplay as if they're here and we are there. This is why I tell y'all, I'm not telling y'all to beef with Nigerians. Shout out to the Nigerians. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about those of them who love stealing by theft or theft by deception, and also those of them who like to act as if they're here and we're there. The jig is up. You niggas is trash. Okay, and I think calling y'all niggas is really a misnomer. It's really a misnomer, but I think it's giving y'all too much credit. Y'all ain't even niggas. I told y'all who the Nigerians were. Cabbage Patch Kids. Cabbage Patch Kids. I told y'all that. They were made in a lab, in a petri dish, and born and bred in them goddamn cabbage fields. I told y'all, I told y'all, I told y'all, I told y'all. I'm not wrong. I'm early. They Cabbage Patch Kids. That area in Nigeria that they occupy used to be nothing. That's why they've been over there wandering in the dirt ever since, right? Now, why is this important? They come to America acting like they're here, because they get all these provisions to be above us, given to them by the government, but they forget to tell you how fucked up shit is at home. That's why they get to crying and going to acting crazy. When you swear to God, you're going to get ice on their ass. Why is this African Nigerian man on here asking the Asians to help them out with electricity? We are in 2026 and Nigeria is still begging for electricity. Let that sink in. Let that marinate on all of y'all spirit. We in 2026, the year of our Lord. And Nigeria is still begging for electricity. Let's get into it.
The best thing to do, in my opinion, and in the opinion of some others, is to swallow our pride. Call on one of the major successful advanced countries, preferably China, because their cost of labor and cost generally is low. Give them this project of power in Nigeria. Run it for 20 years. Give us stable power. Get your money back and move out. And within these 20 years, we'll have stable power. And you know the meaning of stable power is it means real development. All other areas will work perfectly. And we'll get it right. And it is always like that. But when you go to Siemens will take one section of the power sector, we'll do something about transmission. By the time they finish transmission, problem will erupt in generation. Then they go to generation. After generation, problem will erupt in distribution, like you said. These days, even transformers are not provided by the distribution companies. So, Mr. Nominee, when you're appointed and you go to Ministry of Power, I want you to ponder over this idea of wholesale get you into agreement with us, with an advanced country like China or any other country, but preferably China. Come and have a look at our power sector, wholesale, generation, transmission, distribution, and see how we can get it right, at least for the next 20 years, so that Nigeria will not develop and catch up with other countries. And then whatever the cost it is, I think it's worth doing it. We were already used to taking debt. This is not debt. It will be called contractor finance. They will run the business, make their money, and leave us with a stable light. I want you to ponder about this thing. Maybe like I said, it's a crude idea, but I believe it is workable. Otherwise, I give you an example. When I was a minister.
So what he's saying, I'll read the caption. It says, quote, only China can help us out of this issue of electricity in Nigeria. The best thing to do is swallow our pride and give China full control of our electricity for 20 years so they can give us stable electricity supply and real development in Nigeria. So they need electricity and development. And that's the Senator Danjwama Goatee tells Senate President God's Will Alpaca, whatever his name is. So basically, what he's proposing to the Nigerian president or whoever in charge over there is that they give China 20 years of full control so that they can get infrastructure and electricity. That's how desperate they are in Nigeria. That's how desperate they are in Nigeria. So I always ask when they come over here, who tells you to put your ass on your shoulders? The only reason they're able to act like they act because we don't know what's going on. We don't know who they really are and where they really come from. That's the only reason it worked. I wish one of them bitches would play with me. I'ma hurt their feelings. You see what I'm saying? Because I know exactly who they are and exactly where they come from. My biggest problem with the Nigerians is not even that they come from nothing. My biggest problem is you come from nothing and then you come over here and make it seem like you're something and we're nothing. That's my problem. You make it seem like we would want to be like you or you're something to look up to when you bitches don't even have running water and lights in Nigeria. That's my problem with the Nigerians. Y'all over here, all in our community, stealing from us, step by deception. Y'all lying, cosplaying. Y'all don't have no origin story. Everything is one big ass blur. But y'all get over here to America because them white folks give y'all set-asides and niggas, because I know the boule got y'all set up real good too. See, we don't want to talk about that. The fact that the boule is the reason, one of the main reasons why they over here with this ugly ass shit. But because the boule set y'all up in our neighborhoods, just like they set up the Arabs and the Asians and all these other people, y'all start forgetting that y'all ain't come from shit. And y'all start putting your ass on your shoulders in front of us. That's where I have a problem. That's where my problem comes in with the Nigerians. Fucking Cabbage Patch Kids. You're not about to come over here and handle us like we ain't nothing, knowing you coming from a place where y'all could barely keep the doggone water on. Y'all barely got good drinking water over there. Let's call the thing for what it is. This ain't hate, it's truth. The fact of the matter is these are the people over here acting like it's something that is not. No. Y'all still asking for electricity and water. Y'all need to figure that out. And to the Nigerians who swear to God they love Nigeria, y'all never go back home and build home. But I get it. That's part of the trick. That's part of the agreement. We'll allow you to come over to America and cosplay like you better than the Negroes over there. But the only caveat is you can't go back and rebuild that home. I know it. I know how the cracker is. I study him like he study us. So I'm pretty sure when they go get y'all ass and bring y'all over here on whatever spirit flight or whatever boat they can get y'all on, they tell y'all, hey, we're going to give you X, Y, and Z, but these are the terms and conditions. You can't help no niggas and you can't go back home and clean up your shit. That's why they all over here. Sickening. Nigeria, get it together. And let me just say this too. Proposing to give the Asians 20 years control of y'all lights, I see why y'all jacked up. That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. And I'm not even Nigerian. But if I was Nigerian and a nigga came to me and said, let's swallow our pride and go beg China for some electricity and then give them 20 years worth of control over said us and the electricity, I would have said off with that nigga head. If I was Nigerian and he came to me and I had some sort of vision, off with his head. That nigga crazy. You done lost your mind. You don't never give what? Off with his head. He gotta go. He gotta go. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard. But you know what's crazy? That's what happens when you're dealing with Cabbage Patch Kids. That's the level that their brain go to. Even a Black American wouldn't make that deal. 20 years? Fuck no. Hell no. We can't get nobody 20 years control over us. We don't need it that bad. We would have never did it. Let's move on. Now, speaking of these Africans and these other cosplaying Americans, y'all remember this boy, this British actor? I can't even pronounce his last name, but I do know his name is David Oyo, whatever his name is, little ugly little boy. He played Martin Luther King. I think it came on Lifetime or something. Don't get me the line. I know I didn't go nowhere to see it, but I did see it on TV one time. Horrible Martin Luther King, let me add. He was ugly like him, but horrible as acting. I got to say that part. So y'all remember Drewski did the skit about black British actors taking all the black American roles. I want to get into y'all what his response is to it. Now, instead of these black British actors saying, you know what, I ain't even gonna lie, even though it's messed up, or even though I don't feel like that's the case, I can kind of understand where black Americans are coming from, because we are coming from foreign land, playing your leaders and your heroes. Instead of them saying that, this is how selfish and entitled these people are. They would rather go on a diatribe about how we're traumatic and we just like drama and I don't understand what's the big deal. This is what happens when people are so comfortable stealing from you and you have been let it go on for so long. They really talk to you as if you crazy for bucking back against them stealing from you. You can't make this shit up. Let's get into this little thumbhead boy respond to the Drewski skit. Then I'm gonna show y'all another video.
My answer to that,
to the Drewski
thing, is to start a streaming platform with an African American like Nate Parker, and for us to build something from a global perspective that is for African Americans, is for Afro South Americans, it's for black people in the diaspora, it's for people on the continent, it's for all of us.
See, you see how it always. Who the hell is Nate Parker? Hold on, talking about an African what? Who is Nate Parker? See how
Parker is an American actor and filmmaker. He's known for his roles, including starring in The Great Debaters, and for writing, directing, and starring.
This nigga here. Y'all remember him? This nigga here. This old what's that boy? He remind me of what's that boy who messed with Megan Good? This little nigga here. Yeah. Y'all remember him from the movies. He used to play in the movies like Megan Good, old man. You feel what I'm saying? Birth of a Nation. That's the one. He a good actor. They say he American. Keep the jury out on that. But do you notice how it goes from we need to get Nate Parker and then make it all inclusive for everybody? Thief. Scratch a lie, find a thief. That's the way it's always encompassing everybody else.
Look like as we call it a tent, we call it an umbrella, we call it a table that we're inviting everyone to. The best things that I've done with my career have been collaborations between me. For instance, I brought Ava onto Selma. People say, oh, why did she cast him? I fought for her to be in that movie, to direct that movie, and then Oprah fought for both of us to get that movie made. When we did Bass Reeves, because the narrative around, are Black Brits better trained or whatever?
Yeah.
When we were doing Bass Reeves, there were names that they wanted to have in that show.
Yeah.
But and I'm not going to take all the credit for this, but I fought hard for this. We were doing Selma. I saw Lakeith Stanfield in a small film called Short Term 12. I went to Ava and said, this guy.
Yeah, Lakeith.
That was Lakeith's big film.
So
after Selma was.
So according to him, Lakeith Stanfield, y'all know Lakeith Stanfield. Let me get him on here. That's our boy. He a Black American. Lakeith Stanfield. Him. Y'all know him. Y'all remember him? He played on ATL. He trying to say because he put Lakeith Stanfield on the crap with Selma that he did something. Yeah, now he casting Black Americans. That should be for us to say, oh, thank you, sir. I sure appreciate it. You had an opportunity to just cast a Black Brit, but you sure cast us a couple of niggas. Thank you, sir. The fuck?
after Short Term 12, I saw Stefan James in a trailer for some football movie when I was in the movies. I went, that guy for John Lewis. That's who we need for John Lewis. Tessa Thompson came and auditioned to play Coretta as Scott King, which Carmen Ejogo ended up playing. Yeah. But Ava and I went, whoa.
Including everybody.
You know, we brought her in for Diane Nash. That's what happens when you collaborate rather than be focused on separation.
Right.
And Godfrey in this platform, is this platform a gateway between, is Godfrey acting as the medium between the Africans and the niggas? Because every time Godfrey's platform goes viral, it's some ignorant ass African or some ignorant ass Brit on here trying to play on us like we shouldn't be mad for the shit we mad for, and then flipping on us. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm starting to figure Godfrey's platform is supposed to be the middleman between us and the Africans, but it's not gonna work. Godfrey barely standing on the wing in a prayer by his damn self. Let's really be clear about that. He's not going to act as the gateway between us and the Africans. It's not going to happen.
And so I think it's funny, that skit. Do I think it's helpful? I don't think it's helpful. Obviously. But my answer to it is to continue to collaborate. Is to continue to demonstrate that actually, and it sounds corny, but we are way, way, way better and way, way, way more powerful together than we are apart. And I truly think so much of that mindset is born out of insecurity. You never see them coming after a Brit playing that kind of role when it's a failure. It's only when it's a success. If there's box office and if there's
That's not true. We cussed Cynthia Erivo bald head ass out when she tried to play Harriet Tubman. You a lie. It ain't only, see, but that's that backhanded passive aggressive shit. You sitting up here acting like you want us all to be one big nigga, but then you flipping it around, making it seem like we the ones being shady. Like they only come after us when it's successful. No! See, this is the problem. They don't have shit of value where they come from, so they don't see how they fucked up. They don't have nothing of value where they come from. That's why they don't see how jacked up they are in their mindset and mentality. We have the value of everything right here. The whole world eats off of us. We understand who we are and what we bring to the table. And now you got a problem because all of those years of cosplaying and eating off our plates, we finally grabbing our shit saying, no, now it's a problem. Now it's, we the ones with the issue. Or, it's no. Go home and play the heroes from where you from. Why they don't never do that? Go home and do this shit at home because you can't. That's why you over here trying to reason with us and tell us, oh, no, it's not that big of a deal. Y'all just over-exaggerating and overreacting. No, we not. We understand what it is we got over here. You ain't got shit, so you know you ain't got shit. That's why you over here playing in our face. If you that great of an actor, go home and play in some shit at your house. But I bet you won't because you can't. Nobody gives a fuck about your people and where you come from. That's the end of it all. Nobody cares about these people or where they come from. That's why they over here looking in our face.
Then is the time where you go, I want a piece of that. Well, let's collaborate. So I don't subscribe. Like I say, what Drewski did was funny, but it's, to me, it's not true. It's not my lived experience.
Somebody in acting / people won't tell you about stuff.
I go back to the chitlins. Like, if you're getting some kind of sense of self from complaining about these people coming to take from you, for a moment, it feels good. You've scratched an itch of, and you have community around, these, but actually, what does that buy you? Doesn't buy you anything. You know, if there is, let's just entertain for a moment that these folks coming from the UK who are looking to tell these stories that are British, that are African, that are American, let's just say they have something that them plus you equals one can only imagine.
No, because our story doesn't require you to act it or be in it. You're coming over to our home to play our stories. We don't need you to collaborate in our shit. That's insane. He's making it sound like it's so much better if we collaborate with them on our stories. That makes no sense. You gotta be stupid to listen to a motherfucker like this. That makes no sense. We don't need none of y'all to portray us. That no group of people need people outside of them to tell their stories. Think about it, y'all. He's trying to make it seem like we can tell the stories, but it's so much better if we get a black Brit. Fuck that. We don't need y'all to help tell us shit. We know how to portray our own characters and tell our own stories without y'all. We've done it for years before y'all got here.
Those of us who get it, we are sharing in the way that Matt Damon and Ben Affleck and Casey Affleck and George Clooney and Brad Pitt. You think that success is based on them being silos? Absolutely not. They are sharing secrets. They are sharing strategy. They are sharing films with each other, which is what I tried to do with Bass Reeves, bringing in people who are like, yeah, you don't know them, but I do.
No.
Now, if you are telling me that how dare I spend 10 years trying to get Bass Reeves made? How dare I bring Ava DuVernay to come in and direct Selma and get that film? If that's what you're saying, think about that for a moment.
Like he did us a favor.
Just think about what may not exist if you don't have people who are, dare I say it, built different. Ava is built different. Coleman is built different. Ryan is built different. There are people, Idris Elba is built different in relation to actually getting stuff made. Now, if you're going to begrudge that, rather than go, let me reach out and figure out what are Nate and David doing over there, and how do we? What is this diaspora embracing notion that you guys are talking about, as opposed to me now beginning to internalize some kind of ridiculous what do they call ADOS or whatever?
That's
like my
foundational black.
It proliferates.
FBA, y'all heard how Godfrey dismissed y'all? FBA type of, remember, he an African first.
To me now beginning to internalize some kind of ridiculous what do they call ADOS or whatever?
That's
like
my foundational black.
But it proliferates.
It does.
It proliferates. You look at what is happening with nationalism. You know, the rise of the Reform Party in the UK. You look at why we have some of the political circumstances we have here in America. It starts like this. It starts with people feeling empowered and gathering around negativity that gives them some kind of identity.
And the biggest threat to that, or the biggest fuel to that right now, is the algorithm.
Exactly.
Like the algorithm is fueling it. It's fueling it. And it's doing it on so many different levels. I really want to sign off because it's happening in marriages. I know you've been married for a very long time, but I mean, there's just like, here you go. We're going to find your insecurity because it knows what you want. It's going to say, hey, you don't like these people over here? Yeah, look at that. Look at that. And it's just feeding it. And it is becoming.
That's why I bring it up. Thank you so much for saying that. That's why I bring it up, because I watched the Drewski thing and laughed, but there is a subculture where that now becomes fuel to build a narrative. So you now have the next generation of aspiring actors and artists internalizing that mindset, and then we're further fractured because they're being super served that narrative through the algorithm. And we're not going to win. And I come to America and I was looking for community. And to be perfectly honest, I met a lot of African-American actors who, as I started to gain a bit of success,
what are you about to say? As he started to gain a bit of success, they got jealous. I don't know what he was about to say, but listen, this is one big gaslight. He's just gaslighting us down to the ground. We don't need foreigners to help to tell our story. This is the short and tall of it. They're coming over here to work with us and portray us. We not going where they at looking for work. They coming over here. Mind you, he's a black Brit, but he's African. Instead of these foreigners with the hard ER, these tethers, instead of them playing their own heroes, playing their own stories, they come over here to play ours. Then when we finally wake up and realize not only are y'all playing our heroes, y'all kicking us out of our positions. You'd be hard pressed to find a black American playing a black American now. They completely replaced us with y'all. But we're supposed to look past all of that because we all black and y'all want to collaborate. Fuck y'all. For real, for real. Nah. Go back to Britain. Go back to the UK and go play with them people. Go play in a Hamlet play or some shit. Go play Black Shakespeare. Go do that. Go over there and try to play the fake ass Mansa Musa story they done gave y'all. Go play Nelson Mandela. Why y'all don't go do that? Go play Nelson Mandela or one of them other Africans who was over there making noise. Why y'all come over here to play us? Because number one, nobody cares about those other characters because we Black America are the ones who created this earth. That's why people who don't even speak English is interested in us and our stories. But the cosplay and the witchcraft comes in when they replace us with those foreigners. And now these foreigners done got so many roles, they forgot that they're guests in our house. So now you're going to gaslight us and tell us that we just traumatic and we need to calm down. And it's all about being all inclusive. And oh, by the way, I gave Lakeith Stanfield a job and I got Ava DuVernay to nigga. We didn't need you to come over here and do nothing. Them people would have popped off with or without you. You didn't make Lakeith Stanfield and Ava DuVernay was going to be her regardless, whether you was here or not. And by the way, let's be clear. He went and searched a lot of Black American actors because he couldn't do it with a bunch of foreigners. Remember, he's playing Martin Luther King. Don't act like he just decided, I got this role, I'm going to pay it forward to the Black Americans and go get a bunch of them to help. No, you had to go find Black Americans. You telling our story, dummy. Gaslight, gaslight, gaslight. We don't need no foreigners in our history or in our world. We don't. We don't need them to build nothing because they ain't never built nothing. We don't need them to play our characters because they not us. Go home and play your own goddamn characters. Here's another video of him speaking about it. And this is the one I want to say where he was saying that we all have traumatic situations or something. Here you go. And then I wanted to get into this African here. Remember, these are the people with no lights.
I'm a product of a Yoruba man and an Igbo woman coming together, and they didn't bring me up with all of that trauma and dysfunction and hatred. They brought me up in love. And this narrative...
That was shade. That was shade that we must be brought up in hatred and negativity because he wasn't. That was shade. That was shade to us, FYI.
Around the silos that we inhabit as Black people, these Black British actors coming to take our roles, these, how African Americans feel like that. In the UK, a lot of the kids who bullied me were West Indian kids. So there was a West Indian, West African thing. And everything, in my opinion, that has kept Black people back from the ascent that we are worthy of has been this: Hutus, Tutsis, Igbos, Yorubas, Rwanda, Black Brits, African Americans. Like ultimately, for me, we all want the same thing. Period. We all want to be front and center of our own lives, afforded the opportunity to scale and not fail.
So go home and do that. The problem ain't that's what you want. The problem is you coming over here to get it from us. Go home and get all of that.
Ooh, right. And if we link arms like Jewish people do, like Chinese people do,
hell yeah.
Like if we do that rather than fixating on the fact that, we have a smaller piece of the pie, we do. And as a result, when a Black Brit gets that role, what we're talking about is not acting. We're not talking about the art of acting. We're talking about scarcity. We're talking about the fact that there's not much pie. So when someone gets it, it's like, you're now taking a piece that makes me feel like I can't access that piece.
Yeah.
Because you don't have that with white British actors in the Hollywood constellation, because the pie is vast.
So do you think like when Joce goes out there and he does that whole skit that's gone viral? It's funny.
Yeah.
Where he's the British guy, he goes out there.
Yeah.
And does that kind of add fuel to the fire? Because I mean, it's a thing. You're starting to hear more and more of it.
Yeah.
And it's why we started 154. Like, it's to bring all of us. It's one continent, 54 countries, but really it's bigger. It's one diaspora that's centered around who we are.
Pause. Why don't Africans try to unify with Africans first? Why don't the black Africans in UK who call themselves black Brits, why y'all don't try to unify first? Why does this, like the show is called 154, and according to him, it's 154 countries. That means they trying to make Africa one big old Africa. Shouldn't y'all be doing podcasts to Africa? Shouldn't y'all be doing shows about what's going on in Africa? Remember, the name of the show is 154. And if I understand it the way he just said it, that means all 54 countries is one. They trying to be one big old pie. So if that's the case, why ain't y'all talking to the Africans? Because they don't want to be one with them. This ain't got nothing to do with Africa. This the witchcraft. This the okie doke. This the banana in the tailpipe. This ain't got shit to do with the other 54 countries. Why you think every time they go viral, it's about something going on over here? It's because they using the Africa piece to hide behind the fact that they're here to steal your destiny, Black America. They're here to destiny swap with you. Because if it was about Africa, then y'all content should be about Africans and what's going on with Africa. But y'all hardly talk about, at least when y'all go viral, it ain't never about that. I know a thief when I see one, and I'm looking at 3 of them.
Are as people, but yet there's these micro fractures of, but they're from the UK, or they're from, they're immigrants from Africa.
Yeah. My thing is, I have adopted the stance of I have to let my work do the talking. There's many things in the world that I don't like, that I don't agree with, but my answer to that,
to the
Joce thing, is to start a streaming platform with an African American like Nate Parker, and for us to build something.
So his answer to the Joce skit is to start a streaming platform and use us. That's where that part came from. Because we already heard the rest of this. His answer to the Joce skit is find an African American. That's one of us. Not one of him. Not one of the Africans. Not one of the UK black Brits. No. His answer is to find one of us. Come on, man. Y'all can't see this play?
Joce thing is to start a streaming platform with an African American like Nate Parker, and for us to build something from a global perspective that is for African Americans, is for Afro.
So again, he wants to use a Black American to start. We already heard it. He wants to use a Black American. He want to find another Nate Parker and use him to create a diaspora of streamers. So he want to start it off with a nigga, but make it all inclusive for everybody else. Can y'all see the play? Come on. These people are thieves, man. These people are thieves. They are over here stealing culture, stealing language, stealing lingo, dress. They stealing everything they could steal. And they only doing it because we don't know that it's happening. They're thieves, bruh. Well, instead of him saying, I'm going to find me a Nigerian, or I'm going to find me an African, and I'm going to start this streaming platform, and this streaming platform going to be for all of Africa. No, he got to find a nigga to make a streaming platform for all of Africa. That's why he keep calling us African Americans. I caught that. That's why he keep calling us African Americans, because he needs us to continue to be connected so that they can continue to steal. That is a tether. Do you see what I'm saying? That's why he keep calling us African Americans, to put us in that pile, to put us in that one big old pile so we could all be one big nigga. Then I seen this heifer. Who is her?
Why do Black Americans always pick a fight with every damn group of people and race in America and outside of America? It's crazy because every time I see...
They always had them heavy ass wigs. They always look a mess. They always look like they confused between Africa and America. They always try to look like us, but they never make it. Even the ones that dress the best they always try to look like us, then put their ugly asses in the face and try to scold us. This be my problem. Bitch, if you was back home in Africa, you be over there making dirt pies. But you over here with some hoop earrings and a wig, and now all of a sudden it's, oh, why is it that all of a sudden the Black Americans always have the problem with the African? Carry your Jollof eating ass, foo Play-Doh eating ass home, bitch. How about that? But I bet you won't. And this is the craziest part. Whenever they go home, they cosplay us to the people at home. But get over here to the internet and put the big girl draws on and get the talking crazy. I can't, man, I was about to say something bad.
This happened. They always say, well, let's boycott these people. So they've tried boycotting Targets, Home Depot, African restaurants, African braiders and salons, and now Asian businesses. And what's funny to me is that they always try to use this movement to boost like Black businesses or support Black businesses. Yet I've seen so many videos of you guys complaining about Black businesses, saying that Black salons and nail techs and hair braiders, they overcharge. They always want us to pay upfront fee. Other people don't do that, and they're very rude, and they cancel all the time. There's so much complaint. And then when it comes to even Black restaurants, like the ones that Keith Lee have reviewed, the customer services are ridiculous. And now even the Black servers have complained that the people who stress them out are Black people because...
And this is the craziest part. She's making it seem like people don't do that amongst each other. White people complain about white people. Asians complain about Asians. Nigerians and Africans complain about Nigerians and Africans. You know better than me, because Nigerians getting kicked out of every fucking where they go. But again, it's not about what's right and what's true. It's about being able to wag their little Jollof finger at us. These bitches come from dirt roads, but they get over here and forget, and they start to wagging their little nasty, little dirty, little fly-infested finger at us. You ain't even cosplaying an American right, bitch. You look a mess. Girl, let me hurry up.
Don't tip, or that they leave the restaurants without even pay. Those are just a few. So if y'all decide to start boycotting all the communities...
She looked like she smelled like dirt. She looked like she smelled like Jollof or some shit.
White community, Asian community, African community, because you're never satisfied. Because you want to...
All her mannerisms is Black American. From everything she's doing. She not only look like us, she even acting like us with the head. Africans don't do that. And if they do, they got it from us. Girl.
Feel superior so bad because you always have issues with everyone. Who do you think is going to lose? Because I promise you're doing everyone a favor. Because if you're having problems with everyone, the problem isn't everyone else. The problem is you.
There you go. So that's what she had to say to us, that we're the problem. Mind you, they're over here cosplaying us, lying and trying to act like they're here, and they're really below the dirt. Listen, Black America, because it don't even make sense to beat these dead horses. Black America, listen to me. You have to understand who you are. The only reason this works is because we don't know who we are. That's the part that drives me insane, because I know all it takes is 30 minutes for the mass majority of us to understand what this is and get rid of this shit. But we refuse to figure out who we are. We want to complain about this, that, and the third, but nobody want to do the work to understand who we are. Understanding your identity is your first step to freedom. This is how you get away from all of these cosplaying Nigerians and all these other black melanated people who are acting as if they are our friends, but they really here to steal from us and our foes. It's about identity, people. Identity is the first key to freedom. You have to know who you are. That's the only reason it works. That's why they talk to us like that. That's why they handle us like that. That's why they deal with us like that, because we don't know who we are. Come on, man. And when you know who you are, and then you know who they are, it grinds your gears. It make you want to go violent, because you be sitting here. It's almost like a dog. And I'm not calling them dogs, but I'm using it as an example. It's no different if I adopted a pit bull. And at first, I'm the human and he the pit bull. But somewhere along the line, the pit bull become the human and he start giving me the orders. And all it takes is for me to just open up my eyes one day to realize, wait a minute, nigga, you the dog, I'm the human. That's where we are with these people. We got dogs, and I'm not calling them dogs per se, but I'm using it as an example. We got dogs telling us what to do, as if they the human and we the dogs. Come on, like I said, it's great to know who we are, but it is such a burden, because I'm dealing with 99% of my people who have no clue. And I don't think they understand the frustration fully, because they don't understand who they are or who they is. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's why I get so passionate about, because I know what I'm talking about and I know what I'm looking at. Most of us can't see it. With that being said, though, please know who they are and know who you are. These people need us. We don't need them. That's why they look like us and talk like us. That's why we don't go over there and take nothing from them, and they take everything from us. They need us, but they found a way to trick us into believing we need them. That's the big okie doke. That's it right there. They all need us, but they got us tricked to believe we need them. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the lie. You won't be able to figure it out, though, until you do your genealogy, please. You got to do your genealogy so you can know who you are. I'm telling you, it opens Pandora's box in a good way. Not in a bad way, but in a good way. Leezy0102, thank you so much for being a member for 8 months. Says, my 3 times great grandfather first name was Muskogee. He went by Musco. You know what's crazy? My grandmother's sister, they call her Warhorse. And Warhorse, we all know, is a huge indigenous nickname for women with strong, I guess, personalities and stuff. And my auntie is just like that. So yeah, we all got indigenous names. Thank you, beautiful. I appreciate you. And Loving Me 951, thank you for the super chat. Says, Azure is a hair company claiming to be black owned and made in the US, but it's Asian owned, made in China. Thank you so much, Loving Me, for that. Azure is a hair company. So if y'all shopping with Azure, the Asians is over there cosplaying as us too. Y'all hit the link, voodoodolltvshop.com, if you would like to support the doll. Black Americans versus everybody is the brand. Plus, I have my Ancestors Don't Play About Me merch. Make sure y'all hit that link if y'all want to support. But with that being said, I'm got to get up off of here. Educational Friday will be back around 5. Make sure y'all pull over, and pop out for that. With that being said, I'll catch y'all later on the next one. I got to watch my UBTV video. I got my new download on the D9, and I can't wait. So I'll see y'all later on or in a couple of hours for Educational Friday. Make sure y'all pay it forward and take care of each other. Peace.
Can you hear me now? Oh, let's go. It's your boy Big Chew, the voice of the beat. You know what I won't blaze up. Come on, blaze up.
It's the beat for me.
Wow, 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 for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we live. For your boy. For your boy. Also for your boy. Fix it for your boy. Drop it for your
you give the voodoo doll time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.